welcome to poolside, your referees and a team of technical officials.
Well, I don't know, I'll tell you by the end of the day. End of the morning. End of the morning.
Please welcome the athletes to the men's 200 meters butterfly heats.
Well, good morning. Welcome along to another session of heats here from the 2025 Speedo Aquatics GB Next Gen Championships. And we're straight in with our first heat of the morning in our first event, men's 200 meters butterfly. And as you can see there, we'll have 6 swimmers in this first heat of the day, all in the 14-year age group. So it's Lewis Hall, Zach Walker, Zachary Piscopo, Joshua Hutchinson, Julian O'Croy and Jensen Hughes. The action for the day then is ready to start. So our swimmers then reading from the top of the screen. Jensen Hughes swimming for City of Sheffield Swim Squad. Julian O'Croy for Delton Dolphins, out in front there. In the white cap in lane 5 is Joshua Hutchinson for Woking. Lane 4, Zachary Piscopo for City of Peterborough. Lane 3, Zach Walker for Thurrock. And lane 2 is Lewis Hall for Kingston upon Hull. First to turn then, Julian O'Croy in 29.39 seconds. All of these swimmers in the 14-year age group. Looking for a time probably under 2:20, I think, in this age group to qualify for the final. 4 lengths of the pool. O'Croy out in front in this opening heat. And in second place right now, Zach Walker from Thurrock as we come to the halfway turn. We're turning in 64.98. And second at the turn there in 65.91 was Zach Walker. Everybody in this heat has a PB around 2 minutes 23. Nobody has swum quicker than that in this event in the past. Going well now at the top of the picture, Jensen Hughes in lane 7. Up on the shoulder of O'Croy and may well get to the wall first. We've got 4 swimmers in a line as we come into this final turn. It is Hughes who turns first, 1:43.32, and a good turn from Hughes as well. Probably the best turn of all of the swimmers there with 50 meters to go. And now everybody giving their all in the final 50. Into the final 25 we go then. Jensen Hughes leading, and it looks like Zachary Piscopo in lane 4 is coming through as well. A time under 2:20 is really what we'd be looking for to get into the final. So let's see if we can get close to that for Jensen Hughes. In his home pool, Jensen comes in at a time of 2:20.63. I'm sorry we don't have the time on the screen there for you. 2:20.63 for Jensen Hughes. The second place time there was Joshua Hutchinson in 2:20.30. Here we go, the confirmation of those times. Zachary Piscopo 2:22.48. Everyone under 2:23 there with a PB. So well swum, Jensen Hughes, Joshua Hutchinson and Zachary Piscopo. On to heat number 2. So the swimmers in heat 2 from the top of the screen: Gus Fraser for Winsford, Zachary Callanan for Maidenhead, Gregory Davis for City of Bristol, Andrew Liu for Step Rock, Aaron Kane for Wickham District, Ben Stevenson for Garston, Kais Alijazi for City of Leicester, Charlie Braid for Bromley, Joshua Kicks for Killer Wales, and Jackson Crabb for City of Leicester. First to turn then in lane 8, Zachary Callanan, 29.56 seconds. And second at that turn, right next to him, Gus Fraser at the top of the picture. Now, all 10 of these swimmers are in the 14 years age group. And we would expect probably the first 6 in this heat to qualify for the 14-year-old final. So that's what you've got to keep an eye out for here. The first 6 swimmers most likely will go through to the final and get to swim again later on this evening. Zachary Callanan still out in front, with Gus Fraser still in second place. Third at that turn there was Kais Halijazi for City of Leicester, and Zachary Callanan is looking strong here. His PB is 2:22.13. So Zachary Callanan looking very strong. Gus Fraser still in second. Coming through now in lane 4, Ben Stevenson for Garston. And also in lane 3, Kais Halijazi. It's Callanan, then Stevenson, Halijazi. Fourth at the turn there was Aaron Kane. And now Ben Stevenson is coming through. But is anybody going to catch Zachary Callanan? So let me remind you, we would expect the first 6 swimmers from this heat to qualify for the final. Possibly the first 7. It does depend on what's to come later. Great finish here from Ben Stevenson. It's between Callanan and Stevenson. Is Stevenson going to get there on the touch? Not quite. 2:17.72 for Callanan, 2:17.90 for Stevenson. Aaron Kane 2:19.00. And remember, we think probably the first 6 from that heat will qualify for the final. So Andrew Liu in 6th place there with 2:22.27. Gregory Davis 2:22.65. It's going to be very close for the places in the final. Confirmation then, Zachary Callanan 2:17.72. Huge PB for him, huge PB for Ben Stevenson as well. We move on to heat 3. Swimmers in heat 3 then, Kai O'Connell-Boyle for Killer Wales in lane 9. Theo Sorrell for Croydon Amphibians, Damien Fratchett-Crigier for City of Southampton, Samuel Andrews for Atlantis, Jake Battle for Repton, Alex Bates for Chesterfield, Owen Carmody for City of Leeds, Lucas Christie for Kingston upon Hull, Lachlan Murray for Wickham District, and Jaden Phillips for Newham and University of East London. 50 metres then. Our leader in lane 1 is, in lane 0, Jaden Phillips for Newham and University of East London, going very strongly there, 28.11 at the turn. Swimmers in this heat are mostly in the 15-year age group. Only Jake Battle in lane 5 is in the 14s. Get into the final for the 15-year-old category, we're probably looking at a time of 2:15 or below. Jaden Phillips turning first then, but Kai O'Connell-Boyle has closed that gap. Turning in second place, their third at that turn was Jake Battle in lane 5. Battle coming through strongly now, but at the top of the picture it's Kai O'Connell-Boyle, who looks like he will be turning in first place with 50 metres to go. And swimmers now starting to get into position, ready for this final 50 to give their all. It's Battle first, O'Connell-Boyle in second at the turn. Third at the turn, Lucas Christie in lane 2. Coming through very strongly now then, Jake Battle. Jake's got a PB of 2:17.48. Lane 6 going well here, Samuel Andrews for Atlantis as well, don't rule him out. Probably need a time of under 2:15 to get in the 15-year-old final. Jake Battle will definitely get in the 14 years final with the way he's swimming, but who's going to get the touch here? It's Jake Battle, 2:15.91, Samuel Andrews, 2:16.31, and Lucas Christie, 2:16.82. We will have to wait and see. I think Jake Battle in 2:15.91 will probably be the only qualifier for any finals from that heat, but good swims really all around. PBs before this event were in the 2:17 region for everybody in that heat. So pretty much the first 6 there, I think, all registering personal bests. Well done. On to heat number 4. In Heat 4, our swimmers are William Lancashire for City of Leeds, Ben Paulick for Hillingdon, Leroy Shee, City of Birmingham, George Harrison for Kingston upon Hull, Joel Harvey for Nova Centurion, Freddie Burdett for City of Leicester, Ashton Blake, Basildon and Phoenix, William Davis for Newquay Cormorants, Henry Barker for Romsey and Totton, and Frederick Brown for Guildford City. No swimmer in lane 7, excuse me. First at the turn, though, was Ashton Blake. We've got swimmers here across 3 age groups, 2 14-year swimmers in 6 and 1, George Harrison and Henry Barker, and 5 swimmers in the 15 years category, William Lancashire, Ben Paulick, Freddie Burdett, William Davis and Frederick Brown. Now 3 leaders in the centre of the pool. In 5, Joel Harvey, 4, Freddie Burdett and 3, Ashton Blake. And they come into the halfway turn pretty much together. I can tell you that Freddie Burdett turned first there in 62.72. Ashton Blake 62.87. Joel Harvey 63.20. Those were the times at the turn there. So going well in lane 4, Freddie Burdett right now. And he looks like he is really stretching out as we come to the final turn here. Burdett will turn first. 137.23 was the split there. Second at the turn was Ashton Blake, 138.12, and third Joel Harvey in 138.55. So good strong finish here from Freddie Burdett. And he'll start to look at the wall here. It's Burdett who's going to touch first. His PB before today, I can tell you, was 2:14.64. So that's almost a 3-second PB for Freddie Burdett. Joel Harvey finishing second there, 2:14.90. Freddie Burdett will get into the final there for the 15-year category. Henry Barker will be in the final for the 14s. And George Harrison will make the final for the 14s there in 8th place. On to heat number 5. And our swimmers in Heat 5 are Robert Shipley for Middlesbrough, James Biddick for Oakhampton Otters, Dexter West for Pembrokeshire County, Charlie King for Thanet, Patrick Novak for City of Peterborough, Jack Stoneman for Portsmouth North Sea, Samuel Hill for City of Leeds, Jason van der Merwe for Newham University of East London, Byron Sol Tucker for Portsmouth North Sea, and Edward Hodgson for Newcastle Swim Team. In lane 6 then, Charlie King will turn first, 28.40, ahead of Robert Shipley there. Charlie King, the leader, is in the 17-year age group, and Shipley, who was second at the turn, in the 15s. We also have 4 16-year-old swimmers in this heat. Coming through in lane 5 now, Patrick Novak for City of Peterborough. And it looks like it might well be Novak who turns first there at the halfway point. Novak there was 0.6 of a second quicker than Charlie King over the previous 50. So I think that's an indication of how much momentum Novak is building there. Dexter West going well too in lane 7. That's 3 lanes from the top of the picture. As we come towards the final turn. It's Novak and then West and then King as we turn here. And in fact, Robert Shipley snuck into 3rd place at that turn there. Into the last 50 then. And Dexter West is going very well. 3 lanes from the top. He's going quicker than anyone. And keep an eye at the bottom here as well on Byron Saul Tucker for Portsmouth North Sea. He's finishing strongly as well. So Dexter West is in the 16-year category. Robert Shipley at the top of the picture in the 15s. In the middle of the pool, Patrick Novak in the 15s. It's going to be Dexter West who touches first. 2:11.44. That's a 2.4 second PB for Dexter. Byron Saul Tucker, 2:12.82. That's a PB by a second as well. Patrick Novak in 3rd place there in the 15-year age group, 2:12.85. Good swims for those swimmers. Those are PBs for those first 3 as well. On to heat number 6. And our swimmers then in Heat 6 are Owen Wilson for Ramsbottom, Edward Henwood for Wandsworth, Tyler Holland for Ellesmere College, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, Will Hewitt for Middlesbrough, Yassin Kamel for Swansea University, Adam Michael for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Edward Mills for Highlands Swim Team, Archie Maguire for Northumberland and Durham Performance, and Aidan Anderson for University of Aberdeen Performance. First to turn in lane 4, Yassin Kamel in 28.50. Second at the turn there was Edward Mills, just ahead of Alfie Owen. The swimmers in this heat mostly in the 16-year age group, but the 2 swimmers nearest to us at the bottom of the picture, Aidan Anderson in lane 0, he's in the 15 years, and Archie Maguire 1 lane up is in the 14-year category. The way they're swimming, we'd expect both of those swimmers to qualify for their age group finals. Still out in front then, Yassin Kamel, 61.39, and he's extended his lead over the rest of the pool over that last 50. So it's Kamel and then Owen Wilson on the far side in lane 9. Those 2 out in front. Also coming through now in lane 8, Edward Henwood looking good, and in lane 6, Alfie Owen. Owen Wilson just ahead of Kamel then at the turn, and it's Wilson who's going quicker than anyone else in the pool right now. It looks like these 2 battling it out then to finish first in this heat. Owen Wilson and Yassin Kamel, both in the 16-year age group. a time of around 2:10, I think, to get in the 16 years final. And Owen Wilson finishing really strongly. This is a great swim, really well timed. Owen's PB 2:13.48 before today. He's going to smash that. 2:11.07. Yasin Kamel 2:12.12. Edward Mills 2:12.84. Owen Wilson is going to be pushing for a place in the 16-year final with that time. Fifth place there, Aidan Anderson. He'll get in the 15s final with 2:13.48. And in 8th place there, Archie Maguire will also qualify for the 14s final with 2:14.47. On to heat 7. Our swimmers here, Jacob Bacon, City of Peterborough, Sammy Pricesaw for Ellesmere College, Oscar Duval for Biddulph, Ross Anderton for East Lothian, Andrew Clavis for Warrington Warriors, Henry Norman for Bromley, Thomas Swales for City of Sheffield, Lucas Iwianya for Guildford City, Jack Hurry for Northampton, and Harley Williams for Hastings Seagull. Oscar Duval of Biddulph is going to turn first at 50 metres here. 27.80 at the turn. Oscar is in the 16-year age group. Second at that turn in the 17 years, Ross Anderton in lane 6. And third at the bottom of the picture at the turn there was Harley Williams, who's in the 17-year age group.
Now we're starting to see mainly those in the 18 years.
Ross Anderton in lane 6 now coming through, and he'll be first at the turn at halfway. And in lane 4, Henry Norman had a strong second 50 there, turning second, 61.08. Our leader, Ross Anderton's got a PB of 2:11.10 and Henry Norman 2:11.04. So both of these swimmers capable of swims in the 2:11 brackets. And it is still Ross Anderton looking strong. Coming up to the final turn. Anderton then in 1:34.53, followed by Andrew Clavis at that turn, 1:35.46, and Clavis now is finishing strongly. He's got a higher stroke rate and he's coming through, and it looks like it will be Clavis here to come through. I should point out Jack Hurry, Lucas Iwianya, Thomas Swales and Oscar Duval, all in the 16 years category. We'd expect with their swims they'll be qualifying for the 16 years final, but coming through here then in lane 5, Andrew Clavis, what will the time be? 2:09.44. A 2-second personal best for Andrew. Ross Anderton, 2:10.57, that's a 6/10 of a second PB as well. Jacob Bacon, 2:11.15. So Andrew Clavis, 2:09.44, first in the heat. Ross Anderton, second. Jacob Bacon should get in the 15s final with 2:11.15. Likewise with the 16-year-olds there. On to heat number 8. And the swimmers in heat 8 are Rocco Giustiniani for Hackney Anaconda, Martin Vermaat for Camden Swiss Cottage, James Boddy for Garrioch, Jack Kears for Guildford City, Colton Dorfeld for Millfield, Dante Sinnott for Barnet Copthall, Oliver Smith for Basingstoke Bluefins, Benjamin Dale Wood for Thirsk White Horse. The empty lane is lane 1, and in lane 0, Jack Bignall for Northampton. First to turn in lane 9, Rocco Giustiniani, looking strong there, 27.16 at the turn. Second at the turn was Dante Sinnott in lane 4. In lane 8, we have Martin Vermaat, 2 lanes from the top. He's in the 15-year age group, the fastest 15-year-old swimmer at 200 fly this year. And in lanes 5 and 6, Colton Dorfeld and Jack Kears, they are in the 16-year age group and probably on course to qualify for their final the way they're swimming. Giustiniani first in at that turn, ahead of Dante Sinnott, and then Colton Dorfeld in lane 5. And Giustiniani looking very good at the moment at the top of our screens. Martin Vermaat in lane 8 has picked up the stroke rate as well, and he's swimming right back into this. But fastest I would think over the last 50 was Dante Sinnott, because he's caught Giustiniani, and it's Sinnott who turns first there, 134.12. And Dante Sinnott over that last 50 was 2 seconds quicker than Giustiniani at the top of the picture. And coming through now very strongly, Jack Kears for Guildford City. It's going to be between Dante Sinnott in the gold cap in lane 4 and Jack Kears in 6. Kears in 6 is in the 16-year category. Who's going to get the touch here at the end of this heat? It's Dante Sinnott with 209.40, just 100th of a second ahead of Jack Kears, and then Colton Dorfeld with 210.39. Martin Vermaat finishing 4th there, 210.66. But that will comfortably qualify Martin for the 15-year-old final. Jack Kears and Colton Dorfeld will also get through to the 16s final with those swims. On to heat 9. The swimmers in heat 9, Harrison Galloway for City of Bristol. In lane 8, Harry Taylor for Bristol and South Gloucestershire. In 7, it's Louis Thorne for City of Bristol. Then it's Yassin Selmani for Barnet Copthall, Elliot Dunnett for Swim Bournemouth, Thomas Woofenden for City of Leeds, Michael Banks for Bromley, Callum Sinclair for Warren de Baths, Alberto Ressigno for Ellesmere College, and Ethan Williams for Newcastle Swim Team. Elliot Dunnett turning first in 27.31 there, ahead of Yassin Selmani, and Thomas Woofenden in 3rd place at that turn. Swimmers in this heat are mostly in the 17-18 category, but also in lane 4, Thomas Woofenden, who is in the 16 years category. Elliot Dunnett turning first then in 58.94. Followed in there at the turn by Thomas Woofenden and Yassin Selmani. For most of these swimmers to qualify for the 17-18s final, we're probably looking at a time of around 2:05. And for Thomas Woofenden, something around 2:10 will be enough for a place in the 16s final. Final turn then, it's Elliot Dunnett, 132.97, followed by Thomas Woofenden, 133.76, and these two now out in front and pushing one another. Woofenden in the yellow cap for City of Leeds, getting ahead now of Elliot Dunnett for Swim Bournemouth. Woofenden will qualify for the 16 years final the way he is swimming. He's got a PB of 2:06.85. It's going to be very close to that for Woofenden. 2:06.85, is it? Oh, 3/100th of a second slower than his PB, but definitely fast enough to qualify there for the 16 years final. That's a great swim. Second place there, Yassin Selmani, 2:09.32. Just outside his PB there for Yassin. And in 3rd place, Harry Taylor, 2:09.53. So Thomas Woofenden will go through to the 16 years final with that swim, 3/100th outside his personal best. On to heat 10.
This is heat 10.
Our swimmers in heat 10, Eden Rowe for Northampton, Achilles Bello-Armenio for Guildford City, Dion Edwards for Nofio Gwynedd Performance, Maxwell Adams for Wickham District, Rhys Edwards for Swansea University, Charles Simpson for Repton, Miles Kinlan for City of Sheffield, Charlie Toms for Maxwell, Daniel Codaverde for Stockport Metro, and Joshua Burkill for Sutton and Cheam. Lanes 5 and 4 look like they'll be turning first. That's Rhys Edwards in 26.83 and Charles Simpson 27.12. Maxwell Adams third at the turn, and then Achilles Bello-Armenio. Swimmers in this heat are in 3 age groups. We have swimmers in the 16 years age group in the 2 lanes nearest to us. These are Joshua Burkill and Daniel Codaverde. 2 17s, well, it's 17s and 18s, of course. 2 17s in Eden Rowe, Bello-Armenio, and then 18s Dion Edwards, Charles Simpson, Miles Kinlan. Out in front then, Rhys Edwards looking very strong, and Rhys is in the 19 years and over age group. Rhys is the 4th fastest in that 19 years and over age group. Come to the final turn then, it's Rhys Edwards, 128.6, followed in there by Maxwell Adams, 130.33, and then Charles Simpson, 131.73. It's going to be Rhys Edwards then to win this heat, and Rhys's PB 2:00.73. Can he get close to that? Coming through strongly. Outside him is Maxwell Adams. I don't think he's quite going to catch Rhys Edwards at the finish here. It's going to be Edwards, isn't it? Just, or only just. No, Maxwell Adams got there in 2:03.50. Well, Rhys Edwards must have just stretched for the wall there right at the end. Maxwell Adams, that's a PB of almost a second. Rhys Edwards 2:03.62 in second place there. Daniel Codaverde will get into the 16s final with 2:05.16. Also at the bottom of the screen there, Joshua Burkill will be in the 16s final with that time. On to heat 11. And the swimmers in heat 11 are Raheel Mahmood for Newham and University of East London, Charlie Rounce for Leamington Spa, Ryan Hardy for Mount Kelly, Thomas Sansom for Loughborough University, Ruben Robertson Keating for Loughborough University, Jack Brown for Plymouth Leander, Llewellyn Porter for Camden Swiss Cottage, Roman Parham for City of Brighton and Hove, Scott Fleming for University of Stirling, and Thomas Marshall for Exeter City. Jack Brown is coming into the first turn in the lead, ahead of Thomas Sansom there and Llewellyn Porter. Good turn in lane 3 for Llewellyn Porter, and he moves up onto Jack Brown's shoulder. We're onto the heats here where we are circle seeded, so we get some top swimmers mixed in. Standards can be very high even though we're not in the final heats. First to turn there was Thomas Sansom in 57.83 seconds. Second at that turn, Llewellyn Porter, 58.42. Jack Brown was third, 58.59. Then Robertson Keating in 58.78. These 4 pulling away from the rest. And there's Thomas Sansom in particular, who is leading us into the final turn, with Ruben Robertson Keating and Llewellyn Porter trying to close the gap. Sansom, that was a tired-looking turn, I have to say. And I wonder if that means there's a chance for one or two of the others to come back here. Llewellyn Porter looking strong into the final 50. Credit to Thomas Sansom, though. He's found another gear. He's still going strong. And he looks like he's got the rhythm to keep going right the way to the end. So Sansom in the 19 years and over age group with a PB before today of 2:02.07. So that's a new PB for Thomas Sansom. Llewellyn Porter 2:02.91 in second place there. So that will get in the 17s, 18s final, I should think, for Llewellyn Porter. Third, Roman Parham, 2:03.98. That's a PB by 3/4 of a second for Roman. And look down there in 8th place, Thomas Marshall, 2:07.55. That should see him into the 16 years final. Final heat then is heat number 12.
This is heat 12.
And the swimmers in Heat 12 are Joseph Pickering for Kingston upon Hull, Ethan Stubbs Green for Millfield, Harry Chandler for Worcester, Aidan Orpin for Sutton and Cheam, Antonio Rodriguez, Swansea University, Andrew Bertoli for University of Stirling, Samuel Cook for the University of Birmingham, Archie Minto for City of Bradford, Jacob Goodman for Loughborough University, and Samuel Sutcliffe for Ramsbottom. Sutcliffe in lane 0, by the way, is in the 16-year age group. We have 4 17-18s in the 4 lanes furthest from us on the top of the picture. Joseph Pickering, Ethan Stubbs Green, Harry Chandler and Aidan Orpin. Everybody else in the 19 years and over age group. Andrew Bertoli leading at the halfway stage then, with Antonio Rodriguez just behind. 57.33 for Bertoli at the turn. Rodriguez 58.09. Huge turn in lane 5 there for Antonio Rodriguez. And if he does that again on the final turn, it takes an awful lot of lung power. But I think we could be watching Antonio Rodriguez come surging down that final 50. If you've got the lung power to do the huge turn, you've probably got the capacity to keep going in that final 50. Let's see how it pans out then. Bertoli turning first, then Rodriguez. Dolphin legs underwater, and you can see the difference with Rodriguez going almost to the 15-metre mark again. Now, who's got the power in this last 50? Is it Bertoli or Rodriguez? The 2 19 years and over swimmers, and it is Rodriguez who's overtaking here. Antonio's PB 2:01.21 and Bertoli's 2:00.12. It's Rodriguez then in 2:01.71, half a second outside his PB, but into the final for 19s and over. And Andrew Bertoli 2:02.30. That will also qualify for the final. It's off to Antonio Rodriguez there. The turns really were an indication of his lung capacity. And Aidan Orpin, Harry Chandler should qualify for the 17s, 18s final with their swims. Samuel Sutcliffe, 9th in that one, but at 2:06.96 will get in the final for the 16 years category. Our next event is women's 100 metres backstroke. 12 heats to come, and we have 3 swimmers in Heat 1. Kyra Winter, Madison Markle and Connie Coulthard. All 3 swimmers here in the 13-14 age group.
This is heat 1.
Reading from the furthest lane away in lane 5, that's Connie Coulthard for Cockermouth. In lane 4, the middle of these three swimmers, is Madison Markle for Guildford City. And in lane 3, Kyra Winter for Chesterfield. 2 lengths of the pool. The PBs for all three of these swimmers, 68 seconds and a few hundredths. We are probably looking for times around 66 seconds, I think, to be looking for a place in the final. Coulthard, 32.87 at the turn, followed in by Winter and then Markle, both with 33 points. And Connie Coulthard still the leader. Kyra Winter in second. I don't think Madison Markle quite has the stroke rate to close the gap here, but she's a 13-year-old swimmer, so she was born a year after the other two here. So we're looking for PBs. If we swim under 68 seconds, we're comfortably going to get there. If we get to 66, we might be looking at people qualifying for finals. Connie Coulthard with a PB, 67.85. And she'll wait to see if that's worth a place in the final. 68.2 for Kyra Winter, that's a PB as well. So good performances for those three swimmers in Heat 1. Connie Coulthard will wait to see if 67.85 is good enough for a place in the final for 13-14 swimmers. On to Heat 2.
This is Heat 2.
Swimmers in Heat 2. Emilia Spence for City of Birmingham, Amy Sanders for Dunstable, Alana Henry for Killer Whales, Sophia Prosser for Torfin Dolphins, Tumininu Makinde for Millfield, Isabel Smith for City of Stoke, that's the Cossacks, Georgia Alcock for City of Liverpool, Sophia McMahon for University of Aberdeen, Paige Taswell for Taunton Dean, and Amelie Mirza for Hillingdon. In lane 5, Tumininu Makinde turns first in 32.61, just ahead there of Sophia Prosser, Isabel Smith and Georgia Alcock. This heat, we have two 15-year-old swimmers in lanes 4 and 5. Everyone else competing for place in the 13-14 final. I reckon we could get 6 swimmers from this heat into that 13-14 final. Look at the top of the screen. Amelia Spence, she's in the 14s age group. She's going well here. It's going to be Makinde in 5, Prosser in 6 and Spence in 9. It's Prosser who's first, then Makinde, then Emilia Spence. I think those times mean Connie Coulthard from Heat 1 will probably get into the final for 13-14-year-olds there. Sophia Prosser with 67.81 should qualify as well. We think we get the first 5 13-14 swimmers into the final there. So that would be Sophia Prosser, Paige Taswell, Emilia Spence, Amelie Mirza and probably Amy Sanders. Sophia Prosser 67.81 there. That heat. That was a PB for Sophia. We move on to heat number 3. And the swimmers in Heat 3 then. Maya Offanidis for Chelsea and Westminster, Ellie Hull for City of Birmingham, Tia Sammut for Bedford, Autumn Claxton for Mount Kelly, Robin Fitzhenry for Newquay Cormorants, Lucy Douglas for Guildford City, Janie Finch for City of Leicester, Chloe Brotherton for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Emily Hall for Warrington Warriors, and Heather Clubb for Aberdeen Dolphins. To the first turn, the only turn, of course. Tia Sammut out in front, 31.76, followed there in lane 4 by Lucy Douglas. In this heat, we have 5 swimmers in the 13-14 age group, and the rest, the other 5, in the 15 years category. Tia Sammut, our leader, is a 13-14s swimmer. So it's Tia Sammut in the lead, with Ellie Hull looking like she may come through to finish second, another 13-14 swimmer. Tia reaching for the wall in 66.61 seconds. Almost 1 second faster than her previous PB, so that's a good swim. Ellie Hull, 66.72. It's the first time she swum under 67 seconds. And in third place there, Lucy Douglas, 67.35. 13-14 swimmers there under 68 seconds will be in the final. So that's Tia Sammut, Ellie Hull, Autumn Claxton, Maya Orphanidis. Douglas in the 15 years will have to wait to see if 67.35 will qualify. It is a PB though for her. On to heat 4. Here in heat 4, Lois Smith in lane 9 for Basildon and Phoenix, Eloise Howarth for Millfield, Gwen Salmon for Rhonda Kinnan-Taff Performance, Charlotte Pound for Putteridge, Macy Bruff for Newcastle, Staffordshire, Megan Daniel for Carradon, Freya Tang for Chalfont Otters, Tuman Rachel Ho for City of Birmingham, Chloe Armstrong for Team Ipswich, and Alison Wood for Highland Swim Team. Lane 6, Charlotte Pound, looks like she'll turn first here for Putteridge. Charlotte's in the 16-year age group. Actually, she was beaten to the turn there by Megan Daniel, who's a 15 years swimmer. And third at that turn, Macy Bruff is in the 13-14 age group. Lane 4, Megan Daniel now with a great turn and now leading. Megan's PB, 66.97. I think she'll beat that here. 66.97 for a PB for Megan Daniel. And it's 66.11. Macy Bruff second in 66.82. That's a PB as well. Eloise Howarth, 66.88. Tell you that Macy Bruff will definitely be in the final for the 13-14 age group with that swim in second place, that's for sure. Megan Daniel, 66.11. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to qualify for the 15s final. I think that might just be in there, but we have to wait for the other swims. Good performances there. 8 swimmers under 68 seconds. On to heat 5.
This is heat 5.
Our swimmers in Heat 5, Amy Fielding for Camden Swiss Cottage, Abby Turnbull for Carlton Forum, Elizabeth Curfey for Isle of Man, Isabel Mather for City of Cambridge, Honor Fox for City of Cardiff, Julia Elvidge for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Alexandra Nerney for Hatfield, Maisie Chambers for Sevenoaks, Isla Wetton for East Lothian Swim Team, and Sadie Roberts for Mount Kelly. Going well in lane 8, Abby Turnbull, a 16-year swimmer, and in lane 6 as well, Isabel Mather. Amy Fielding turning second, those three out in front. Julia Elvidge in lane 4 here is a 13s, 14s swimmer. We have 15-year swimmers in lane 9, Amy Fielding, 3 Alexandra Nerney, and 0 Sadie Roberts. Swimming well then, in lane 6, Isabel Mather. She'll be in the 17-18 age group as we get into the last 5 and being chased in by Amy Fielding here. And it's Isabel Mather with 65.62, Amy Fielding 66.26, and in lane 0, Sadie Roberts 66.55 seconds. Second and third swimmers there should qualify for the 15 years final. Amy Fielding and Sadie Roberts 66.26 and 66.55. Julia Elvidge should make it to the 13-14 final as well with 66.62 seconds. Isabel Mather then 65.62. That's a season's best for Isabel, winning that heat. We move on to heat 6.
This is heat 6.
Our swimmers then in heat 6, Abigail Crawford for City of Glasgow, Lily Rose Carr for City of Lincoln Pentaqua, Emilia Cheschik for Northampton Swimming, Lucia Lopez for City of Milton Keynes, Jessica Gable for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Saskia Eichmann for Cockermouth, Elizabeth Land for Newcastle Swim Team, Kate Roberts for City of Liverpool, Mia Garner for Borough of Harrow, and Megan Ormiston for Stockport Metro. Great start from Saskia Eichmann in lane 4. Turning first in 31.27 ahead of Jessica Gable. Both Saskia and Jessica are in the 17-18 age group. 2 lanes from the bottom of our picture, Mia Garner is a 13-14s swimmer. In fact, the fastest 13-14 swimmer over 100 back this year. So it's Saskia Eichmann in lane 4, and 2 lanes from the top, Lily Rose Carr also going well in the 16 years. There's not much to choose between our first 6 swimmers here as they all reach for the wall. And it's Lily Rose Carr in 66.71 who wins the heat. 66.71 is a PB by a couple of hundredths for Lily Rose. Jessica Gable 66.73. Mia Garner in third there will qualify for the 13-14 final in 66.74. And Ormiston in the 15-year category may well qualify with her time of 67.29. Actually, I think that might be just outside. We'll have to wait and see for confirmation. On to heat 7. And our swimmers in heat 7. are Clementine Lovell for Mount Kelly, Charlotte Gower for Rugby, Abigail McInerney for Inverclyde, Annabelle Neal for Middlesbrough, Jessica Hill for Tiverton, Lily O'Neill for Stockport Metro, Grace Nichols for Pembrokeshire County, Astrid Facius for Wandsworth, Emily Collins for Guildford City, and Erin Barber for Norwich Swan. We have 5 15-year swimmers in this heat, and one of them turns first there, Annabelle Neal in 31.14. Astrid Facius was second at the turn. She's in the 16-year age group, and we have 4 16-year swimmers in this heat. Annabelle Neal then leading in lane 6 and looking good. Annabelle's PB 65.98. We're going to be very close to that here for Annabelle Neal. 65.98 at the time to be. Actually, she's going to beat that comfortably. 64.84 seconds. Lily O'Neill, 65.61, also with a PB finishing second there. Annabelle Neal will be in the 15 years final. Lily O'Neill will be hoping that time is good enough for a place in the 17 years final. I think there are too many 17, 18s to come, really. So that might be just outside. Emily Collins, 65.90. Grace Nichols, 66 dead. Collins, I would think, will be in the 15 years final. Grace Nichols will have to wait and see. On to heat number 8.
This is heat 8.
And our swimmers in heat 8, Erin Ferris for Cumbernauld, Charlotte Jezard for City of Bristol, Heidi Wren for City of Glasgow, Erin Perman for Exeter City, Aoife Dwight Clark for Nothia Gwynedd Performance, Grace McDonald for Grantham, Zara Kraviec for East Lothian, Nicole Maynard for Basildon and Phoenix, Eileen Winstanley for City of Hereford, and Erin Gent for Repton. Erin Perman in lane 6, he's in the 15 years age group, and in lanes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 we have swimmers in the 16 years age group. Heidi Wren first at the turn in 31.50. Second at the turn, Erin Perman. Going well then, Heidi Wren, 3 lanes from the top, looking strong right now. And in lane 5, I think Aoife Dwight Clark coming through as well. But it looks like Heidi Wren will hold off the challenges here. Heidi's PB 64.43. We're going to be close, are we? Just outside, 65.15. Aoife Dwight Clark 65.65. And Grace McDonald with 66.00. Heidi Wren with 65.15. Aoife Dwight Clark and Grace McDonald in the 16-year age group. And I think they will both qualify for their final there with their times. Erin Perman, 66.11. That will be a place in the 15 years final for her as well. On to heat 9. Our swimmers here are Tegan Matthews for Guildford City, Amelie Smith for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monston, Amara Addison for Norwich Swan, Jessica Huggins for Swim Bournemouth, Amy Jones for Leatherhead, Martina Karabach for Chelsea and Westminster, Eloise Cole for Repton, Hallie Harris for Poole, Annabelle Compton for Wickham District, and Rosalie Anderson for City of Cardiff. Amelie Smith going very well, 2 lanes from the top and 3 lanes from the bottom. Hallie Harris, first to reach the wall, is Amelie Smith in 30.37. And then Hallie Harris second in 30.46. And I have to say, Amelie Smith very high in the water. High stroke rate looking very good right now, 2 lanes from the top. Maintaining this speed. Amelie is in the 16-year age group. Anything under 66.7, I think, would be a place in the final for 16 years for Amelie here. And it's 63.12, so comfortably there. And that is a 2-second PB for Amelie Smith, which is fantastic. Hallie Harris second there in 64.23. And that's a huge PB as well by a second. Amy Jones, 64.77. Also with a PB. So 3 swimmers there with PBs. Amelie Smith, Amy Jones. They can expect to be in their finals there. Hallie Harris will wait to see if 64.23 gets in the 17-18s final. On to Heat 10.
This is Heat 10.
Swimmers in Heat 10, Kate Schillinger for Winsford, Evelyn Hallisey for Newcastle Swim Team, Amber Rigg for Mount Kelly, Evangeline Pierce for Basildon and Phoenix, Fenella Woodis for Repton, Neve Ward for University of Bath, Isabel Liptrot for Wigan Best, Isabel Price for City of Birmingham, Eve Whitney for Tilehurst, and Fionn Humphreys for Nothier Gwynedd. In lane 4, it looks like Neve Ward will turn first, with Kate Schillinger close behind. 30.46 for Ward, 30.60 for Schillinger, and a big turn in lane 0 there for Fionn Humphreys, and I think she's right up in the lead now after that turn. Really hit the wall perfectly. Neve Ward in 4, Isabel Liptrot in 3, and I think Fionn Humphreys in 0. Kate Schillinger at the top of the picture is in the 15 years age group, so she's going well here. But it's going to be Neve Ward to win this heat, and Neve's PB before today was 61.45, so it's just outside her personal best. Second, Isabel Liptrot with a new PB of 63.02. Amber Rigg, 64.26 seconds. So Neve Ward, 62.77. And that may well get a place in the 19 years and over final. I would expect it would. Isabel Liptrot in second there. Isabel's time 63.02. I think that will be comfortably into the 17s, 18s final. Amber Rigg should qualify for 17s, 18s final as well with 64.26 seconds. Kate Schillinger finished 6th in that last heat, 64.63, but she'll be into the 15 years final. I think that's the fastest time by any 15-year-old this morning. On we go. Next up is heat number 11. have the result confirmed now. There's a slight change in there. Neve Ward 62.77, Isabel Liptrot 63.02, Fionn Humphries 64.03. That result you see there is official. So those are the official times. Now we move on to Heat 11. Our swimmers in Heat 11 are Hannah Murphy for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Megan Titchener for Torfin Dolphins, Emma Wood for City of Leeds, Lily Grover, the Royal School Wolverhampton, Caitlin Ebbage for University of Stirling, Honey Osrin for Loughborough Performance Centre, Ella Justice for Mount Kelly, Anna Tyers for Derby Excel, Mia Collier for the University of Birmingham, and Millie Wells for Ellesmere College Swimming Academy. Lane 4, Honey Osrin, looks like she will turn first here, just ahead of Lily Grover. Third of the turn was Mia Collier. Swimmers here are in two age groups, the 17s and 18s, and the 19s and over. Lane 4 going well then, Honey Osrin. In lane 6 also going well, Lily Grover, as we get into the last 5. And Honey is going to touch first, 63.31. Second there, Ella Justice in 64.02. Third, Lily Grover, 64.43. And then Caitlin Ebbage, 64.51. And bear in mind, when you look at the results here, the swimmers are in two categories. 17s and 18s are one age group, and 19s and over are a separate age group. I think for 17s, 18s final, we would get Ella Justice qualifying there, Lily Grover as well. And I think Emma Wood with 64.65. Anna Tyers' time, 65.65. I think she might miss out there, Anna Tyers, by, I think, 4/100ths of a second. We'll wait and see. It depends what happens in this, the final heat, Heat 12. Our swimmers then in Heat 12, the final heat. Gabrielle Freeman for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Amy Shields for Edinburgh University, Anna Green for Edinburgh University, Sophie Moore for City of Cambridge, Sophie de Groots for Loughborough University, Blythe Kinsman for Mount Kelly, Molly Garrett for City of Manchester Aquatics, Emilia Magliocco for Camden Swiss Cottage, Susie McNair for University of Stirling, and Rhea Harron for York City Baths. This was a choose between Sophie de Groot and Blythe Kinsman at the turn, 30.06 and 30.17. Emilia Magliocco third at that turn. Most swimmers here are in the 19s and over age group. Sophie de Groot and Blythe Kinsman actually in two different age groups. They won't race in the final tonight. They're both going to qualify for their finals. De Groot in the 19s and over, and Blythe in the 17s, 18s, and their times 61.90 for Blythe Kinsman, 62.00 for Sophie de Groot. Third there was Sophie Moore in 64.44 seconds. We don't have the full results, but I think for 17, 18s to qualify for the final, I think if you get under 65.6, if you're in the 17s, 18s, you'll be in that final. So that means that Blythe Kinsman will qualify. And I think Susie McNair in 6th place as well. And it would be reasonable to think Sophie de Groot definitely qualifies, but probably Sophie Moore, Anna Green, and Emilia Magliocco also through to the 19th and over final. Molly Garrett there disqualified. I'm afraid I don't have the result, but you can get, or the explanation, you can get the full results though, of course, from the website. On to women's multi-classification 100 metres backstroke. We have 2 heats. Our swimmers then in Heat 1, Megan Willis for Torfin Dolphins, Brooklyn Hale for Cockermouth, Isabella Haynes for Swim Bournemouth, Evie Lambert for Borough of Kirklees, Constance Ratley for Mount Kelly, Rebecca Hardy-Bishop for Jersey, and Scarlett Humphrey for Northampton. Swimmers in this heat are in 4 different categories. They're arranged so that the fastest swimmer is on the far side of the pool, so we would expect Megan Willis, who is coming into the turn, to be the quickest over 100 metres. It doesn't always work out that way, of course. And actually at the turn there, Isabella Haynes was first. The 5 swimmers on the farthest side of the pool are all S9 swimmers. Then we have Rebecca Hardy-Bishop, S12, and Scarlett Humphrey in S11. It's the points totals that will determine the result, and only 3 swimmers from any category can qualify for the final. So we have 5 S9 swimmers in this heat. Only the fastest 3 S9 swimmers over 2 heats will swim in the final. So this heat is crucial for everybody. And it's, when I say fastest, it's the highest point score. Brooklyn Hale then, 116.31. That's worth 705 points. Second there, in terms of time, Isabella Haynes, 117.38. But you'll notice that's 676 points, exactly the same number of points as Scarlett Humphrey, whose time of 123.30 in the S11 classification. So we will see, when we see the result of the heat, the Brooklyn Hale with 705 points is the winner of the heat. We have joint second swimmers from the heat with 676 points, Scarlett Humphrey and Isabella Haynes. And it's the 3 S9 swimmers with the highest total that will qualify for the final. So Megan Willis, with 653 points, will not qualify for the S9 final, no matter what happens in Heat 2 here. Don't have any S9 swimmers in Heat 2. So 705 points is the target to beat for the swimmers here in Heat 2. And you see swimmers here in this heat are in classifications S10, S12, S14 and S13. Only 3 S14 swimmers could qualify for the final. Our swimmers here, Poppy Maskill, Georgia Sheffield. Poppy Maskill, I should say, for Manchester Performance Centre. Georgia Sheffield for Bolton Metro. Olivia Newman-Baronius for Maxwell. Bethany Firth for Newcastle. Abby Kane for University of Stirling. Amber Haycock for Northampton. Ella Letton-Jones for Nottingham Gwynedd Performance. Sienna Oxby for Stockport Metro. Astrid Carroll for Stockport Metro. And Saskia Webb for Pembrokeshire County. Bethany Firth is going to turn first. An S14 swimmer in 31.55 seconds. Our first 4 swimmers at the turn there, all S14 category, and only 3 S14 swimmers could qualify for the final. So Bethany Firth out in front. 4 swimmers furthest away are all S14 swimmers. In the yellow lanes in the middle of the pool, we've got Abby Kane, S13, Amber Haycock, S10. So Bethany Firth, let's look at the points total as she comes in here. 948. That is enormous. Poppy Maskell 8.55, Georgia Sheffield 8.17 for their times. And it's going to clearly be over 700 points to qualify for the final. I'm sorry we won't have the full rundown. The heats come so thick and fast. We won't be able to get the exact finalists for you here on the stream. You'll have to look those up on the website, but the first S14 swims, the first three will qualify for the final. We know that much. Bethany Firth, Poppy Maskell, Georgia Sheffield. Astrid Carroll will qualify as well with 778 points. Amber Haycock 2, Ella Letton-Jones, the second S12 swimmer. But Sienna Oxby with 699 points, even if that was one of the 10 highest point scores, wouldn't qualify because she is fourth in the S14 category there. 800 points for most categories is considered world class. So we're getting some swims around that level there. On to men's 100 metres backstroke. Next we have 12 heats. And we have 9 swimmers swimming in heat number 1.
Go, Bill.
All 9 of our swimmers here are in the 13-14 age group. They are Jacob Cincio for Chelmsford City, Alexander Stothers for Hackney Anaconda, Isaac Mendham for Dunmo Atlantis, Thomas Hill for Newcastle Swim Team, William Larter for Seven Oaks, Harry Willis for Newcastle Swim Team, Nicholas Rogers for Brompton, Zachary Maiden for Beau Sejour Barracuda, and Ethan Blythe for Bolton Metro. Harry Willis turning first, 30.08. The PB for Harry Willis, 62.98, turning in under 31 seconds. Suggests to me we could be looking at something in the low 62s for him.
Let's go,
I
Bill!
think with anyone who gets under 62 seconds in this age group will qualify for the final quite comfortably. It's Harry Willis then who's going to come home here. Can he get under 62 seconds? Not quite, 62.27 though, that's very good. That may well get in the final, you know. Nicholas Rogers, 64.61. Just outside his PB there, Nicholas Rogers. William Larter in third place, 64.72. But I think Harry Willis is definitely challenging for a place in the 13s, 14s final with that 62.27. Only had 3 swimmers this year in the 13-14 age group who've swum quicker than that. So I think Harry Willis could reasonably expect to have qualified for the final there from Heat 1 with that time. We'll have to wait and see. On to Heat 2. And all but 3 swimmers here are also in that 13-14 age group. Our swimmers here then, Julian O'Croy for Delton Dolphins, Jack Militis for Tigers of Jersey, Maximus Major for City of Newport, Benjamin McDougall for Wickham District, Oscar Earthroll for Lancing College, Mason Amiri for Whitney and District, Alfie Wimperney for Teddington, Archie Maguire for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Harry Osborne for City of Sheffield, and Thomas Rickles for City of Liverpool. Our 3 15-year-old swimmers are in lane 7. That's Maximus Major, 6 Benjamin McDougall, and 3 Alfie Wimperney. First at the turn, Harry Osborne in the 13-14 age group, under 30 seconds at the turn, and Oscar Earthroll in lane 5 wasn't far behind, 30.06. So again, I think we're looking at 62 seconds, low 62s for our leaders here. And you'd think probably the first 6, 13, 14 swimmers in this heat will qualify for their final. But we're looking at the clock. Can anyone get under 63 seconds at the finish? Mason Amory does, 62.07. So too Harry Osborne, 62.16. Benjamin McDougall, 62.62. Oscar Earthroll, 62.69. Mason Amiri will qualify for the 13s, 14s final with that. So too Harry Osborne. As I said, we would probably expect the first 7, 13, 14 swimmers there to qualify. There are 7, 13, 14 swimmers, aren't there, in that heat, actually? So maybe Julian Ockroy with 64.53 will miss out, but the other 13, 14 swimmers there, I would think, are going to qualify for their final. Benjamin McDougall, 62.62. We'll have to wait and see how the other 15-year-old swimmers perform in the later heats. On we go to heat 3. Slight delay to proceedings before we get into our third heat. It's worth me reminding you that you know, we commentate on the swimmers who win each heat, but the swimmers in the following heats are often even quicker, and it might be that a swimmer is 8th, 9th or 10th in a later heat. We don't get to commentate on them in the same way because they finish in those later positions, but their performances are often even better than the swimmers who've gone before them. On to heat 3 then, men's 100 backstroke. Our swimmers in heat 3, Nebi Sengula for Highland Swim Team, Jacob Bacon for City of Peterborough, Logan Day for Repton, Stan Sawyer for York City Baths, Blake Herdman for Inverclyde, Joseph Bale for Mount Kelly, Zeb Stevenson for Portsmouth North Sea, Harvey Kershaw for Mount Kelly, Damien Fratchett Criggier for City of Southampton, and Yolo Thomas for Neath Swimming Club. Great start for Stan Sawyer, 29.07. Stands in the 15-year age group. Second at that term was Damien Fratchett Criggier. Our fastest 13-14 swimmer in here is Joseph Bale, who turned in 3rd place. Going really well then in lane 6, Stan Sawyer looks like he will win this heat, but Jacob Bacon is going well 2 lanes from the top, and Logan Day in lane 7. It's Stan Sawyer to win the heat in 60.76 seconds. Damien Fratchett Criggier second in 61.32. Joseph Bale, 62.35, will qualify there for sure for the 13s, 14s final, finishing in 7th place. Quite the fastest time we've seen so far from a 13, 14-year-old though for Joseph there. And Sawyer, 60.76 seconds. That's a PB by 1.3 seconds. Damien Fratchett Criggier, 61.32. It's the first time he's swum under 62 seconds. On to heat number 4. Our swimmers in heat 4 are Jack Smith for City of Birmingham, Hayden Sanders for Bromley, Dexter West for Pembrokeshire County, Angus Woods for Kintyre, Charles Phipps for Millfield, Matthew Scott for Newcastle Swim Team, Lev Fay for Chelsea and Westminster, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, William Davis for Newquay Cormorants, and Noah Cartledge for Biddulph. Great start here from Lev Fay in lane 3. He's a 15-year swimmer. Turning there in 29.31, and he got a great turn as well. Good turn as well from Charles Phipps in lane 5. But it's Lev Fay out in front. Charles Phipps, by the way, is in the 13-14 category in lane 5, and so too, 2 lanes from the top, Hayden Sanders. Lev Fay then still leading from lane 3, and Hayden Sanders going well at the top of our picture. They're going to be the first 2 here. Lev Fay 60.11 seconds. And it was Hayden Sanders who touched first in 60.07. Brilliant swims from both of those swimmers. Neither had been under 61 before. 2 PBs, and Charles Phipps also under 61 with 60.52. 3 PBs there. Hayden Sanders, Charles Phipps both into the final then for 13-14 age group. Lev Fay would expect to get in the final for the 15 years. And then we've got Alfie Owen, Matthew Scott with 61.29, 61.36. I don't think that will be fast enough to qualify for their finals. Noah Cartledge, William Davis in the 15 years category further down there. I think they may just miss out on their finals as well. Heat 5 now. And our swimmers in Heat 5, Finn Arnold for City of Liverpool, Harry Cook for Aberdeen Dolphins, Elliot Hughes for Trafford Metro Borough, Archie Tebbett for Newhall School, Dominic Bartoletti for Repton, Joshua Parker for Braintree and Bocking, Henry Foster for Redditch, Aaron Drake for Warrender Baths, Thomas Dean for Felixstowe, and Finlay Richardson for Guildford City. Lane 9, Finn Arnold looks like he'll turn first at the top of the picture. 29.14, just 1/100th of a second ahead of Harry Cook in the lane next to him. Great turn at the bottom of the screen there from Thomas Dean, third at the turn, but I think now out in front. We've got 4 15-year-old swimmers in this heat. They are in lanes 8, 7, 6 and 5. And the rest are in the 16-year age group. As we come into the last 5 metres, and there's not much to choose between them. First to touch, Thomas Dean, 60.47 seconds. Second there, Archie Tebbett, 60.63. And Dominic Bartoletti third in 60.68. Tebbett and Bartoletti both in the 15 years age group. So second and third there, Tebbett and Bartoletti will qualify for their age group final. Dean will wait and see whether 60.47 seconds is quick enough. It probably is. We move on then to heat number 6. Our swimmers in the heat number 6 here are Harry Langford for the Royal School Wolverhampton, Joe Helps for Repton, Daniel Payton for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Carlos Sierra Villegas for Chesterfield, Samuel Sutcliffe for Ramsbottom, Oliver Steele for City of Leeds, Tane Phillips for Plymouth Leander, James Kilpatrick for Carnegie, Ross Edwards for City of Cardiff, and Martin Molnar for City of Cambridge. Molnar turns first then, 28.20 at that halfway point. Second at the wall there was Ross Edwards in lane 1, and third in the middle of the pool, Samuel Sutcliffe. All three of those swimmers in the 16 years age group. Coming through in lane 4 now, Oliver Steele, City of Leeds, in the yellow cap in the middle of the pool, but he won't be able to see that on the near side, the fastest swimmers are in 0 and 1. Martin Molnar and Ross Edwards. As they reach for the wall, it's Molnar and Edwards with a joint first place there, 58.81 seconds. Those two swimmers then into the 16 years final. 58.81. Neither of those had swum under 60 seconds before today. Martin Molnar and Ross Edwards. Oliver Steele, 59.61. Also the first time under 60 seconds for him. Harry Langford, Samuel Sutcliffe, I think, will qualify for the 16s final with their times under 61 seconds. Joe Helps and James Kilpatrick may well qualify as well. Two swimmers all under 60 seconds in that heat for the first time. Great performances. And they'll have a chance later on to go even quicker. On we go to heat number 7. Swimmers in Heat 7, Edward Redshaw for Middlesbrough, Ronnie Edwards for Rochford and District, Oliver Parry for Aquabears of Rochdale, Joshua Shepherd for Thurrock, Oscar Baskerville for Hatfield, Jonathan Ireland for Maidenhead, Edward Bell for Millfield, Ethan Soppett-Moss for Corby, Logan Jackson for University of Aberdeen Performance, and Oscar Winterburn for Team Ipswich. 3 lanes from the top, Oliver Parry going well, and 3 lanes from the bottom, Ethan Soppett-Moss even better. 27.79 for Soppett-Moss at the turn, and a massive turn as well for him. Ethan Soppett-Moss, the leader, is a 16 years swimmer, the only 16 years swimmer in this heat. And second and third, I would say at the moment, lanes 6 and 7, Joshua Shepherd and Oliver Parry. But it's going to be Ethan Soppett-Moss to touch the wall first, and this is going to be a huge swim for Ethan. 58.05. First time Ethan has swum under 59 seconds for this event. Joshua Shepherd, 58.87. That's a PB. 59.19 as well for Oscar Baskerville. That's a PB. Oliver Parry, 59.31. That's quicker than he's ever swum before. Edward Redshaw, 59.46. First time under 60 seconds for Edward Redshaw. Edward Bell, 59.50. That's also a personal best. Jonathan Ireland, 59.64 there. And that's a PB by 2/100ths of a second. So PBs for all of those swimmers who went under 60 seconds in that heat. On to heat 8 of 12. Our swimmers in Heat 8 are Benedict McCarthy for City of Cardiff, Henry Taylor for Stockport Metro, Jacob Brown for Tadcaster York Sports. No swimmer in lane 6. Joe Jennings of Leander is in 5. Ethan Collins for Stirling in 4. Samuel Hall for Guildford City in 3. Then it's Zach Sheriff for Wickham District, Adam White for Millfield, and Logan van der Meulen for Stirling. Van der Meulen turning first in 27.95 seconds. And second at the turn in the middle of the pool there was Joe Jennings in 28.14. These two out in front. Van der Meulen and Jennings both in the 17-18 years age group, and Jennings finding a little bit more in this final 25. 2 lanes from the top. Henry Taylor's going well too. It's Jennings first, 58.09, just ahead of Van der Meulen, 58.27, and Henry Taylor in 58.79. Samuel Hall in 4th place, 59.06. That's a PB, and I would think that means a place in the 16 years final for Samuel Hall. Benedict McCarthy and Ethan Collins in the 16 years age group, 8th and 9th there. And they'll be close to qualifying for their 16-year final. Nobody in this heat had swum under 59 seconds before. Well, with the exception of Adam White, who has got a 58.29 to his name. But everybody except Adam there under 60 with good times. And those first 3, Joe Jennings, Logan van der Meulen, Henry Taylor, all with PBs. On to heat 9. Our swimmers in Heat 9, Laurel Roberts-Burrell in lane 9 for Derby XL. Benjamin Guthrie, City of Milton Keynes. Finley Bruce for Perth City. Martin Yankoff for Repton. Jack Burston for Ellesmere College. Sam Adams for Hackney Anaconda. Fergus Thompson for Mount Kelly. Jensen Owen, City of Sheffield. Ryan Close for Bedford. And Jensen Norris for Perth City. 3 lanes from the top, Bruce Finley is a 16-year swimmer. And 3 lanes from the bottom, Jensen Owen, also a 16-year swimmer. First at the turn, Fergus Thompson, 27.79. Then Sam Adams in lane 4, 27.98. This looks like a good swim already for Fergus Thompson. Out in front by almost a full body length. Sam Adams, Jack Burston and Martin Yankoff all going well in the middle of the pool, but nobody swimming as well as Fergus Thompson. 57.35, a PB for Fergus, only by 1/100th of a second, but nevertheless it is a PB. Ryan Close second there in 58.47. That's the first time Ryan has swum sub 59 seconds. Sam Adams was third there in 58.61. And then Jack Burston in 4th place, 58.82 seconds. Finley Bruce and Jensen Owen will get into the 16 years finals there in 6th and 7th places with 58.97 and 59.09. On to heat number 10. Our swimmers here are Joseph Box for City of Birmingham, Toby Nakamura-Drew for Plymouth College Aquatics, Charlie Broom, City of Leeds, Finn Brookhoven for Wickham District, Oscar Barlow for Swansea University, Dean Fern for Aberdeen Dolphins, Toby Godsall for Millfield, Zachariah Dale for Repton, Jack Doherty-Simpson for City of Glasgow, and Isaac Thompson for Mount Kelly. First to turn then, in lane 6, Finn Brookhoven. And second there, just behind Dean Fern. Only 3/100ths of a second between those two in lane 6 and 4. But the turn from Dean Fern was fantastic. And also coming through now in lane 5, Oscar Barlow. Most of the swimmers in this heat are in the 17s, 18s age group. But Dean Fern in lane 4 is our winner of the heat in 55.70. Finn Brookhoven in second place with 56.4. And third there was Oscar Barlow, 56.49. Dean Fern will get into the 17s, 18s final with that. Finn Brookhoven, Oscar Barlow will expect to get into the 19s and over final with their times. Toby Godsall may well get in the 17s, 18s final with 56.96. And in 7th place there, Toby Nakamura drew 57.82. I have to wait and see if that gets into the 16s final. I should think it will. It's 11 next. Here in 2 age groups, 17s, 18s and 19s and over. In heat 11, Finley Pope for Stockport Metro, Zeno Ubertali for Chelsea and Westminster, Gabriel Knight for Chelsea and Westminster, Jamie Robertson for University of Stirling, Samuel Greenbank City of Sheffield, Jack Skerry for Bath Performance Centre, Zach Speakman for University of Stirling, Reece Blackett for Newcastle Swim Team. Then we have the empty lane, lane 1, and in lane 0 it's Bryden Byrne for Mount Kelly. Jack Skerry turning first, 26.35 seconds. Followed by Sam Greenbank, and then Zach Speakman. All 3 of those swimmers under 27 seconds at the turn. And those 3 out in front then. It's Skerry leading from Speakman and Greenbank, all in the 19s and over category. These 3 will qualify for their final. What are their times? Skerry 55.12. Speakman 55.97, Greenbank 56.12. 4th place Jamie Robertson. We'll have to wait and see if 56.94 is good enough for a place in the 19s and over final. In 6th place there, Zeno Ubertali, 57.42. That should get in the 17s and 18s final. I think Finley Pope will qualify as well there for 17s and 18s. And we have one final heat to come. In this final heat in 2 categories then, 17s, 18s and 19s and over. Our swimmers here are Harry Sharp for Warrender Baths, Jake France for Worksop Dolphins, William Ellis for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Jack Knight for City of Cardiff, Jamie Ferguson for University of Aberdeen Performance, Matthew Ward for Bath Performance Centre, Rio Dowdy for Mount Kelly, Jamie Gray for Plymouth College Aquatics, George Whittle for Derby Excel, and Oliver Davis Tootill for City of Sheffield. Matthew Ward over first, 26.28 ahead of Rio Dowdy in 27.03. Those two swimmers side by side in different age groups, trying to qualify for two different finals in these heats. And Matthew Ward's looks a class apart here. He's almost 2 body lengths ahead. Matthew Ward has got a PB of 53.52. He's got to be just outside that, 53.77. Rio Dowdy 56.15. Jamie Ferguson 56.52 there in third place. Then Jack Knight in 56.64. Get the complete list of qualifiers for the final from the Aquatics GB website. Look for the results, live results. Well, we don't have time to give you all of the lists of the finalists here, but it's reasonable to assume that the first 3 swimmers in each age group in this heat will qualify for their finals. We're just waiting for this result to be made official. It isn't official until we get the final graphic. So when there is a delay, that just means things haven't been signed off yet by the officials. When we get that final graphic, we know it has been confirmed. A slight pause for that. I can tell you we will have a swim off at the end of this session for the women's 100 meters backstroke. The swimmers in joint 10th place in the heats for 13-14 age group were Paige Taswell and Amelia Spence. They both swam 68.18, so they will both come back and they will swim side by side with the winner of their swim off going into the final. That's to come later at the end of this session. Here's confirmation now. This result is official. Matthew Ward will get in the final for the 19s and over. Rio Dowdy in the 17s, 18s final. Jamie Ferguson, Jack Knight, they'll both be in the 19s and over final. Jamie Gray and Jack France will be in the 17s, 18s. Everyone else will have to check the results from the earlier heats. We move on to our next event. This is women's 100 meters breaststroke. Three swimmers in heat 1, all in the 13-14 age group. At the top of our picture, that's Millie Coe for Northumberland and Durham Performance. Then Ava Highfield for Market Drayton. And closest to us, Amber Meehan for Bristol and South Gloucestershire. And Amber is a 13 years swimmer, so born in 2012. Millie and Ava both born in 2011. Lane 4, Ava Highfield is going to turn first here, 36.34. Followed by Millie Coe and Amber Meehan. Qualify for the 13-14 final. We're looking at a time probably of around 1:15 for these swimmers. Their PBs are all 1:17. They're going really well. Ava Highfield in lane 4 and still looking strong as we get to the last 5 meters. PB of 1:17.64 for Ava, and she beats that 1:17.48. Millie Coe 1:18.64, Amber Meehan 1:19.06. Good swims from those 3 swimmers. It's difficult to be in a heat where the pool isn't full. Ava Highfield in the circumstances with a personal best, 1:17.48. See that Amber Meehan, born in 2012, means that she's registered there as a 13-year swimmer, and we swim as 13s and 14s in this event. On we go to heat 2. And the swimmers in heat 2 are Elizabeth Middleton in lane 8, Isabel Hall, I should say Elizabeth Middleton swimming for Redditch, Isabel Hall for City of Leeds, Chloe Mahoney for Brompton, Charlotte Burfitt for Maidenhead, Kayla Smith, City of Glasgow, Emilia Williams for Guildford City, Amelie Bruntlett for Nuneaton and Bedworth, Savannah Simpson-Jones for Guildford City, and Abigail Dowling for City of Cardiff. Most swimmers in this heat are in that 13-14 age group. We do have 3 15-year-old swimmers in the middle of the pool. Kayla Smith, Charlotte Burfitt and Emilia Williams are in the 15 years age group, first, second and fourth at that turn. Out in the lead then here is Kayla Smith in lane 4 and being pushed hard by Emilia Williams in 3 and Charlotte Burfitt in 5. Those 3 out in front. Amelie Bruntlett in lane 2 coming through as well. Looking like she's in 4th place right now. 1:16.77 is Kayla Smith's PB, and in lane 5 it's going to be Charlotte Burfitt who touches first, 1:16.35, followed by Emilia Williams, 1:16.98, Kayla Smith, 1:17.06, and Amelie Bruntlett, 1:17.18. Not sure we had any PBs there. 1:16.35 for Burfitt. That certainly was a season's best. Emilia Williams just outside her previous PB in 2nd place. On we go to heat 3. Probably here, we've got an alarm in the building, so the swimmers have been asked to stand down. Hopefully we won't have too long a delay here. Going to have a delay, I think, for this heat. Swimmers might be asked to sit down for a moment. And there is going to be a slight delay to proceedings before we have heat 3. Bear with us while the pool staff respond to the alarm. Here, Charles, just to say how much we appreciate the support you give to the swimmers by tuning in and watching these events. Swimmers travelling from all over to come and compete in such a high-level competition. We do appreciate the fact that not everybody can come and watch in person, but by watching the streams, you support your swimmers, your teammates. It really does mean an awful lot to everybody. None of these swimmers could produce the performances they do without your support. This is a chance at this event at the end of each season for us to celebrate the work that is done by swimmers, but also by their coaches, the officials, and friends and family, everybody who supports the swimmers. part of a larger team effort, of course. You see the teams that the swimmers represent. Well, those teams are also a crucial part of how these swimmers are able to deliver their best performances. We're ready to go after our delay. Hopefully our 10 swimmers in heat 3 have managed to prepare themselves despite that delay. Here we go, heat 3. And our swimmers in heat 3 are Maisie Simpson-Dawson for Repton, Tilly Hubbard for Taunton Dean, Isla Stewart for City of Peterborough, Annabelle Edwards for York City Baths, Amy Hansen for Hackney Anaconda, Talia Curtis for Wantage White Horses, Sophie Kilby for Seagulls, Verity Hamilton Norwich Swan, Alexia Agustin for Worcester, and Charlotte Schall for Camden Swiss Cottage. Amy Hansen out in front here in lane 5. And turning first then in 33.53 seconds, ahead of Annabelle Edwards and Talia Curtis. 2 lanes from the bottom there. Alexia Agustin had a really good turn. She was 6th at the turn, but she's not 6th anymore. She's right up there in the first 4, I think. She's now going away from her, and we're looking at the central 2 lanes now. Amy Hansen in 5 and Talia Curtis closing in 4. It's going to be between these 2 to touch first, and I think it's going to be Talia Curtis in lane 4. Indeed it is. 1:14.97. A PB by more than a second and a quarter for Talia. Amy Hansen, 1:15.99. That's also a PB. Great swim. Tilly Hubbard up in lane 8 was 3rd in 1:16.33. That's a personal best too. Annabelle Edwards was 4th in 1:16.62. See their swimmers across 3 separate age groups, the 13s, 14s, then the 15s, and the 17s, 18s. On we go to heat 4. Here in lane 9, Olivia Quiller for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson. And it's Ellis Davis for Millfield, Erin Neumann for Mount Kelly, Georgia Atkinson for City of Cambridge, Aaron Kaplan-O'Brien for Hackney Anaconda, Gabriella Giblin for Stockport Metro, Macy Bruff for Newcastle of Staffordshire, Olivia Taylor, Leamington Spa, Rose O'Brien for Portsmouth Northsea, and Chloe Grosvenor for City of Birmingham. Lanes 5 and 2 dominating here. They were Aaron Kaplan-O'Brien and Olivia Taylor, the first 2 at the turn. And a great turn there from Olivia Taylor. Puts her in the lead at the moment in lane 2. Also going well in lane 0, Chloe Grosvenor. And in the middle of the pool, lane 5, Aaron Kaplan-O'Brien and Georgia Atkinson. Georgia Atkinson in lane 6 is a 14 years swimmer, trying to get in the 13s, 14s final. And it looks like she's going to come through to win this heat in lane 6. Georgia Atkinson for City of Cambridge. 1:14.49. That's a PB. Chloe Grosvenor in lane 0 was second there. 1:14.59. And that's a PB, a significant one. Over a second and a half of her previous best. Olivia Quiller, 3rd there, 1:15.21, which should be good enough to get into the 13s, 14s final. Olivia Taylor there in 4th place, 1:15.29. That's a personal best for Olivia Taylor. Erin Newman there, 6th, and she's a 13s, 14 swimmer. 1:15.82 will be just on the cusp of possibly qualifying for the 13s, 14s final. Get the full list of qualifiers for the finals from the Aquatics GB website. We go on now to heat number 5. Our swimmers in heat 5 are Maisie Brown for Rushmore Royals. Lane 8 is empty. Then it's Poppy Williams for Swindon Dolphin, Charlotte Thompson for Midlothian, Elizabeth Adam for Leyland Barracudas, Marina Kennedy for Camden Swiss Cottage, Holly Wayman for Maxwell, Jasmine Andrews for Rushmore Royals, Sophie Dixon for Blackpool Aquatics, and Sophie Ray for City of Coventry. We have 3 swimmers in this race in the 15 years age group. Williams was first to turn. Second to turn, Sophie Dixon is a 15 years swimmer in lane 1. And Sophie Dixon's going well. So too then, going well, Poppy Williams in 7. And coming through strongly at the bottom of our picture, Sophie Ray in lane 0. Charlotte Thompson in 6, also swimming well. And at the top of the picture, Maisie Brown for Rushmore Royals. But it looks like Poppy Williams is going to finish first in this heat. Poppy's got a PB of 1:14.22 seconds. She's got to get underneath that. She is 1:14.20. By 2/100ths of a second there, that's a PB. Maisie Brown second, 1:14.8. And Sophie Ray was third in 1:15.6. Charlotte Thompson was fourth, 1:15.73. Our first 3 swimmers there, in fact the first 4 were all in the 17s, 18s age group. But have a look at 5th place, Elizabeth Adam, 1:15.91. And she's in the 15-year age group. Line 1 may qualify for the 15s final. Got a disqualification. Marina Kennedy disqualified. So only 8 swimmers registering times there. Elizabeth Adam, I think, qualifying just for the 15s final. On to heat number 6. Our swimmers in heat 6, Georgina Hamilton for City of St Albans, Alexandra Dorr for Oakhampton Otters, Amelie Spicer for City of Bristol, Millie Cammack for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Olivia Zobeck for Camden Swiss Cottage, Ellie Kennington, Plymouth College Aquatics, Lily Horton for Wirral Metro, Alice Collins for Cranleigh, Bianca Gomez Velasco for Muirfield, and Millie Searle for Garriott. Out in front, Amelie Spicer in lane 7. As we come to the 50-metre turn, followed in there by Ellie Kennington and Alice Collins. Kennington and Collins both turning in 34.54 seconds there. From the turn, I think Kennington's now just in front in lane 4 in the centre of the pool, with Emily Spicer still swimming well. In fact, as we get in line with the swimmers there, you can see Spicer is still out in front. And not only that, Georgina Hamilton at the top of our picture is challenging Ellie Kennington as well. It's going to be Emily Spicer to win this heat. Emily's PB 1:13.96. She beats that comfortably, 1:12.70. Ellie Kennington in second place there, 1:13.87, and Georgina Hamilton 1:14.26. That's a PB for Georgina. Millie Searle will get into the 13s, 14s final there in fourth place with 1:14.35. For Millie, that's a PB by 3/4 of a second. On to heat 7. Has asked the swimmers to stand down. Here we go again. Heat 7. Our swimmers then in Heat 7 are Niamh Savoury for Newcastle Swim Team. In lane 8, it's Jemima Da Silva for Camden Swiss Cottage. Then in 7, Rose Harrison for Tiverton, Charlize Harding for Norwich Swan, Gwenllian Evans for City of Cardiff, Eva Newman for Mount Kelly, Jessica Hill for Tiverton, Niamh Dunbar for City of Leicester, Eve Hibbert for City of Sheffield, and Lily Davis for City of Peterborough. In the middle of the pool, Gwenllian Evans and Eva Newman turn in first and second. And then Eve Hibbert in third at that turn. Hibbert had a good turn. And I think she's right up there now with Evans and Newman. Gwenllian Evans in lane 5. Looks like she's moving into the lead now, ahead of Eva Newman. Evans is in the 16 years age group. Newman is in the 15s. Evans has got a personal best time of 1:14.31. She's going to beat that easily. 1:13.63. Eva Newman, 1:14.20. Second there. Third, Eve Hibbert, 1:14.88. Eve is in the 15 years category, just like Eva Newman. We would expect both of those 15-year-olds there in second and third to qualify for their finals. Gwenllian Evans, 1:13.63. That might be good enough to qualify for the 16s. On we go to Heat 8. Our swimmers in Heat 8, Perry Scobby for Stirling, Ella Greatbatch for Bishop Stortford, Isabella Cleary for Leamington Spa, Annalise Elford, Whitney and District, Joni Dunn, City of Liverpool, Lily Green, Mount Kelly, Yanting Emily Pack for City of Cambridge, Mai Rogers for Warrender Baths, Danielle Seong for City of Milton Keynes, and Alicia De Souza for Hillingdon. 3 lanes from the top going well, Isabella Cleary, and right at the top of our picture, Perry Scobby also starting very strongly. Isabella Cleary in second place there in lane 7 is a 13s, 14s swimmer. The only 13, 14 swimmer in this heat. We also have one 15 years swimmer, Lily Green, in lane 4. And at the moment it's Cleary in lane 7 and Perry Scobby in lane 9 who lead the fields. Lily Green in lane 4 is coming through pretty strongly, but even stronger, I think, Annalise Elford in lane 6. And Annalise Elford might come through here looking strong, but Cleary, I think, will hold on in lane 7 to finish first. And look at lane 0 as well, Alicia De Souza finishing very well. To finish second in 1:13.93. Cleary then finishing first there in 1:13.78, and that will definitely be worth a place in the final for the 13-14 age group. Alicia De Souza, 1:13.93. Perry Scobby, 1:14.12. Liddy Green, 1:14.18. And I think Lily, that time, will be right on the cusp of qualifying for the 15 years final. Heat 9 now. In Heat 9, Eva Ondrejkov for Camden Swiss Cottage, Zahara Smith for Warren de Baths, Bonnie Mooney for City of Birmingham, Charlotte Cope for Guildford City, Isabel Owen for City of Birmingham. In lane 4 here, we have Isabel Parsons-Loads. In 3, Ellen Eccleston. 2, Hannah Capron for Repton. 1 is Iola Bellinger for Winchester City Penguins, and Kenza Ajimi for City of Coventry in lane 0. Hannah Capron leading at the turn. Still leading here, Hannah Capron. In lane 6 and 7, going well, Charlotte Cope and Bonnie Mooney. And also at the top of the picture, Eva Ondrejkov for Camden Swiss Cottage. But it's 6 and 7, Charlotte Cope, then Bonnie Mooney. And who's going to get third? Cope touches first in 1:13.42. Second was Ellen Eccleston in lane 3, 1:13.96, just 1/100th of a second ahead of Bonnie Mooney in third place. Mooney in the 16 years category, Iola Bellinger in the 15s, and Isabella Parsons-Loads in 8th place there, but that's a good time for a 13-14 swimmer, 1:15.60. On to Heat 10. In Heat 10, Sophie King for Swindon Dolphin, Margarita Stoimanova for Newham and University of East London, Kirsty Neal for Millfield, Grace Earp for Worcester, Ashley Ransom for Hatfield, Annabelle Cook, City of Sheffield, Esme Hall, Northumberland and Durham Performance, Lauren Kenner for Millfield, Gabriella Hunt for City of Liverpool, and Scarlett Davey for Sevenoaks. In lane 1, Gabriella Hunt, City of Liverpool, has made the quickest start. She's going to turn first here in 34.03 seconds. Just ahead there of Scarlett Davey. Third at that turn on the far side of the pool was Sophie King in 34.78. Coming through now in lane 5 in the centre of the pool, Ashley Ransom. PBs in this heat range from 1:10 to 1:13. Those sort of times to qualify for finals here. In lane 5, Ashley Ransom with a PB of 1:11.13, just outside that. And in lane 1, Gabriella Hunt, 1:12.85. That's a PB for Gabriella. Third place was Esme Hall with a time of 1:14.07. Esme Hall there in the 15 years age group, and Sophie King in fourth place in that heat in the 16 years age group. On to heat 11. We're into the last three heats, and that means the seeding changes. The swimmers here are Murray Gibson for City of Cardiff, Nellie Clark for the University of Birmingham, Sophie Brassington for Swansea University, Asia Kent for Mount Kelly, Imogen Miles for Sevenoaks, Camelia Stoimanova for Swansea University, Sophie King for Woking, Amelia Riggett for Mount Kelly, Emma Allett-File for Guildford City, and Emily Farr for University of Surrey. You may well have noticed we have a second Sophie King swimming in this heat. We had Sophie King in the previous heat for Swindon Dolphins. Sophie King in this heat swims for Woking. And it was Sophie King of Woking first at that turn in 32.82. Amelia Stoimanova was second at the turn in lane 4, and those two are out in front still as we come to the last 25 metres. Stoimanova in the yellow lane in the middle of the pool, and then just slightly closer to a Sophie King for Woking. They are going to be first and second here. Stoimanova touches first in 1:10.13. Sophie King 1:10.80. Sophie Brassington was third there in 1:11.73. That was only 4 100ths outside Sophie's personal best. And Imogen Miles there in the 16 years age group, 1:12.17. On to heat 12. Swimmers in heat 12, Candice Hall for City of Sheffield, Hannah Woodcock for Swansea University, Emily McGee for Dundee City Aquatics, Gabrielle Idle-Beavers for Mount Kelly, Theodora Taylor for Torfin Dolphins, Sienna Robinson for Loughborough University, Charlotte Hardy for Millfield, Hannah Bowley for Edinburgh University, Anastasia Musat for Mount Kelly, and Anna Farr for Ellesmere College. And I should have mentioned that lane 5 actually is empty. Sienna Robinson is going to turn first here in lane 4. 32.33. Gabrielle Idle-Beavers second at the turn, 32.75. And then Charlotte Hardy was third at the turn in lane 3. Sienna Robinson out in front, second at the moment then Gabrielle Idle-Beavers. Sienna Robinson, the leader in the 19 years and over category. Idle-Beavers, who looks like she might be seconds in the 17s, 18s. Robinson touching first in 69.32, followed by Idle-Beavers in 1:11.03, and then Charlotte Hardy in 1:11.24. Hannah Woodcock 1:11.88, and that's a PB for Hannah Woodcock. First time she swum under 1:12. Anastasia Musat there, 1:13.68 in 8th place, but swimming in the 16 years age group. We move on to the final heat, heat number 13.
This is heat 13.
In heat 13 are Ruby Stevenson, City of Milton Keynes, Cora Lanham for University of Bath, Anna Finley for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Charlotte Bianchi for City of Sheffield, Elizabeth Booker for Loughborough University, Jasmine Carter for Basildon and Phoenix, Amy Crowley for City of Cardiff, Mabley Collier for Repton, Emily Morgan Hughes for University of Bath, and Bethany Walker for City of Sheffield. We have swimmers in 3 age groups here. There's one 16-year swimmer, Jasmine Carter, in lane 4, turning first. We have swimmers in the 17s, 18s, and the 19s and overs. So Jasmine Carter first at the turn, the youngest swimmer in this race, and I think just being overtaken here by Amy Crowley in lane 3. And we've also got Elizabeth Booker in lane 5 going really well. Remember, this is the final heat. Coming towards the wall, it's going to be Amy Crowley, who's in the 19s and overs category, to touch first. Just ahead of Elizabeth Booker and then Jasmine Carter. All 3 of those swimmers under 1:11, and they'll qualify for their respective finals. 4th place there, 1:11.12 for Charlotte Bianchi, which I think makes a place in the 19s and over final. Anna Finley in 6th place there, 1:11.72. Be worth a place in the 17s, 18s final, and I think Mabley Collier qualified for the 17s, 18s final there as well. We move on to our next event, men's 50 metres breaststroke, and we have 10 heats to come.
50-metre events coming up. Men's 50-metre breaststroke heats are next. We'll start with heat 1.
Swimmers here then, Leo Talbot, Charlie Carr, Vincent One, James Farnan, Oliver Murray, Jensen Pickett, James Nightingale, George Custer, Rocco Murphy and Seb Little. Oliver Murray off to a great start in lane 5, looking very good. Jensen Pickett going well in 4 as well, and at the top of our picture, Leo Talbot for Bolton Metro swam really well yesterday, but it's going to be Oliver Murray in the 16-year age group, touching just behind Jensen Pickett, actually 3/100ths of a second between them, the 2 16-year-olds there, first and second. I say 16-year-old, Oliver Murray is actually 15 at the moment, he'll be 16 next month. 31.53 for Jensen Pickett, that's a PB. Oliver Murray also with a PB, 31.56, and Leo Talbot 32.27 in the 15-year category. On to heat 2. As in this heat, Lucas Lovell, Xiang Yang, Harry West, Harry Douglas, Lucas Sanders, Benjamin Greenslade, Roman Wood, Harry Mack, Charlie Ruddle and Benjamin Pedergill. At the top of our picture here, Lucas Lovell looks like he's swimming really well for Portsmouth North Sea. And he's got the lead, I think, but coming through strongly in lane 3, Roman Wood. And it's between Wood and Lovell as we go into the wall. Who's going to get there first? It's Roman Woods, 30.90, Lovell 31.04, and third was Benjamin Greenslade in lane 4 in 31.23. Roman Wood 30.90, that's a PB. Lucas Lovell Never swum under 32 before. That's 31.04. That's a PB as well. Benjamin Greenslade with 31.23. And we had a disqualification in there. Lucas Sanders in lane 5 disqualified. Benjamin Greenslade in the 15 years age group with 31.23, which I think would be borderline getting in the 15s final with so many 15-year-old swimmers still to come. Heat 3 now. Swimmers here, Roy Vick for Warren de Barth, since Rhys Burns, Matthew Day, Leighton Lavelle, Fraser Dow, Anthony Ward, Rhys James, Adam Maref, Alexander Young and Joseph Wright. And in lane 6, Leighton Lavelle's off to a good, strong first 30 metres. In lane 7, Matthew Day going well as well. As we come towards the last 5, keep an eye on lane 2 as well, Adam Maref as we reach for the wall. It's Lavelle, Maref and then Day. Lavelle 31.01. Second place Adam Maref in 31.15. Third there was Matthew Day in the 17s and 18s category. Heat 4 now. Here are Henry Guppy, Harry Robinson, Stephens Nastiuk, Joseph Storr, Eden Saint, James McGettigan, Jaden Leo, Alexander Black, Casper Wilk and Leroy Sheep. Lane 4 here, James McGettigan swimming really well. James has got a PB of 31 seconds exactly. He's going to beat that here. James McGettigan finishing in a time of 29.65. Eden Saint 30.86. That's the first time he's gone under 31 seconds. Casper Wilk third there with a time of 30.89. Also under 31 for the first time. Stepan Nastiuk 30.97. None of these swimmers have been under 31 seconds before. The ones who've gone under 31 here. So 4 PBs there for our first, second, third and fourth places in their various age groups. On to Heat 5. And in Heat 5 we have Benjamin Roberts, Noah Deniertz, Lucas Hartley, Amel Delanin, Nicholas Land, Connor Fleck, Quinn Austin Kelly, Sean Smith, Frederick Dutoft and Storg Hegenhugen. 3 names from the top. Lucas Hartley is going the strongest here so far. He got off to a great start and he's into a strong rhythm. And Mel Delanin looks like he's getting up with him as well. And in lane 5 going well, Nicholas Land as we come into the wall. And look at the bottom of the picture too. Actually, it's Quinn Austin Kelly who came through the strongest, 29.84. Well, he had a really strong final 15 metres there, Quinn Austin. 29.84. PB, Nicholas Land, PB, Frederick Dutoft there. Personal best as well. Lucas Hartley, 30.18. That's the fastest he's ever swum. Amel Delanin, 30.29. That's also a PB. On to Heat 6. Swimmers here are Hao Ming Du, Arian Nath, Craig Shaw, Finley Lowe, Ridian Shepherd, Charlie Rogers Aubrey Armada Bennett, Jonathan Walters, Harry Meakin and Rory Webster. Not much to choose them at the halfway point in this race, but 3 lanes from the bottom, Jonathan Walters is going well, and now in the middle as well, Finlay Lowe. And in lane 4, Charlie Rogers. It's Rogers who touches first, 29.96, then Finlay Lowe, and then Jonathan Waters. 29.96 the time there for Charlie Rogers, PB. Finlay Lowe, 30.20 PB. Jonathan Waters, 30.21 PB. Rory Webster, 30.28 PB. We like to celebrate the PBs. Heat 7 now. Here are Jeremiah Carnegie, King Sum Lu, George Upton, Jose Rodriguez, Logan van der Meulen, William Irvine, Lucas Carter, Johnny Martin, Finlay Gillam and Blake Price. In lane 6 going really well, Jose Rodriguez, and at the top of the picture Jeremiah Carnegie. As we get to the last 5 here, it's Rodriguez who touches first, 29.46, William Irvine 29.56, Logan van der Meulen 29.89, and George Upton making it 4 swimmers under 30 seconds with a time there of 29.92. Rodriguez and Irvine in the 16 years age group, they will both qualify for their final with those times getting under 30 seconds. There for those 2 swimmers. On to heat 8. And the swimmers in heat 8. Frederick Beasley, Oscar Chin, Daniel Ransom, Joshua English, Ronnie Hallett, Charlie Joe Hallett, Rafe Dobson, Saxon Minto, Jamie Steadman and Reese Dodds. The centre lanes, Charlie Joe Hallett. And in lane 3 going well here, Rafe Dobson as well. It's Charlie Joe Hallett who touches first, 28.42. Rafe Dobson second, 28.59. Daniel Ransom, 28.60. Charlie Joe Hallett in the 19s and over with 28.42, the fastest time we've seen so far. Rafe Dobson, 28.59. Daniel Ransom will get in the 17s final, I'm sure, with 28.60. English should qualify for the 17s, 18s final as well with 28.62. 2 heats to go. In heat 9 are Ryan Mills, Finley Sang, Edward Robinson, William Godsall, William Tonks, Rowan Smith, Adam Bradley, Carnell Nunes Smith, Thomas Williams and Joshua Zachary. And Rowan Smith in lane 4 going really well. So too William Godsall in 6 and William Tonks in 5. It's going to be Rowan Smith to touch first though, followed by William Tonks, 28.21 the winning time, Tonks 28.55 and then Godsall 28.83. Rowan Smith in the 19s and over, William Tonks in the 17-18 age group. We expect them both to qualify for their age group finals with those times. Everything will be firmed up when we have our final heat, Heat 10.
This is heat number 10.
As in Heat 10 are Lachlan Small, Royas Kringelis, Joshua Mitchell, Harvey Freeman, Dominic Polling, Rory Dixon, Alex Meyer, Samuel Neild, Jack James and Patrick D. Rory Dixon, the fastest qualifier in lane 4. And he's being pushed hard here by Dominic Polling and Harvey Freeman, and also by Samuel Neild. It's Dixon, then Neild, then Polling. 27.93 for Rory Dixon. Not far behind his PB. Samuel Neild, 28.33. That's a new personal best. Bad going at the age of 25 for Samuel Neild. Dominic Polling, 28.63. Those first three should all get in the final, I would think, for the 19s and over. You can get the full list of qualifiers for the final, of course, on the website. Results.swimming.org is the place to go. You can also get links there from the Aquatics GB website. We're going on to women's 200 metres IM now. It's the last of our events in this heat session, although there will be a swim-off, let me remind you, at the end of the session as well. And we have 6 swimmers in Heat 1 of the women's 200 metres IM. This is 4 lengths of the pool, 4 different strokes in the individual medley. Butterfly first, then backstroke, breaststroke and freestyle. Our swimmers here are Ayla Coletta for Guildford City, India Brown for Plymouth College Aquatics, Ayla Fied for Camden Swiss Cottage, Eve Hibbert for City of Sheffield, Lucy Raper for Northumberland and Durham Performance, and Julia Elvidge for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson. First to turn after the butterfly leg in lane 7, Ayla Coletta. On to backstroke then. Swimmers in this heat are across 2 different age groups. You've got the 13 to 14 swimmers and 2 15 years swimmers. 2 15-year-olds in lane 6, India Brown, and in lane 4, Eve Hibbert. We're not used to watching individual medley, as I'm sure you can imagine. Swimmers have various strengths. Coming through here then, Julia Elvidge, as she turns from backstroke to breaststroke. The rule is you must touch with your hand when you change strokes. So that's why you see a different kind of turn in the individual medley. The hand must touch the wall first, and then pretty much anything goes until you push off the wall, and then it depends what stroke you're doing next. So we do see some swimmers touch with their hand and still do a tumble turn, but they must touch with their hand. Certainly when they turn from backstroke to breaststroke, you must still be on your back before your hand touches the wall. Out in front then, in lane 4 here, Eve Hibberts for City of Sheffield. And she'll be turning from breaststroke to freestyle. And once they get to freestyle, they give everything they've got for the final 50 metres. 151.88 at the turn then. You can often tell how much energy the swimmer has left in the tank depending on how far they can get underwater and hold their breath on that final turn. Eve Hibbert looking very smooth here, looking very comfortable. She's got a PB of 228.47 for this event. She looks like she's going to get very close to that. 228.47, remember, is her PB. She's going to beat that in the end comfortably. 226.60, good swim. Ayla Coletta, 228.50, also with a PB by over a second. India Brown, 229.85 in third place. Fourth there was Julia Elvidge, 230.13. Lucy Raper, 230.32. And Isla Thied for Camden Swiss Cottage in 231.17. On to heat 2. And the swimmers in heat 2. Maisie Fisher for Millfield, Matilda Boyce for Bracknell and Wokingham, Amelia Wright for Harrogate District, Olivia Baring for Brompton, Amelia Fenner for Basildon and Phoenix, Mia Garner for Borough of Harrow. Then we have the empty lane, that's lane 3, and the 3 lanes nearest to us. Joanne Andrews, Ellesmere College Swimming Academy, Poppy Nutman for Borough of Kirklees, and Elizabeth Grant for Tigers of Jersey. 4 swimmers out in front at the end of the butterfly leg. Amelia Fenner, Amelia Wright, Joanne Andrews and Olivia Baring. On to backstroke, and it looks like Joanne Andrews is the strongest here. 3 lanes from the bottom of the picture. Also going well, 3 lanes from the top, Amelia Wright for Harrogate District. Swimmers here are in 2 different age groups. We have 6 swimmers in the 15 years age group and 3 in the 13s, 14s. We turn from backstroke to breaststroke. You'll see here swimmers touch with their hands. Some do a tumble turn, some do a flip, some turn on their sides and push off. As long as they touch with their hand and they're still on their back, and they are pretty much free to do whatever kind of turn they want. 3 lanes from the top then, Amelia Wright. Going well outside her, Matilda Boyce, 2 lanes from the top, and 3 lanes from the bottom of the picture, Joanne Andrews. Maisie Fisher for Millfield in lane 9, also with a long, strong gliding stroke. Those 4 are going to be turning first into freestyle, and it's going to be Joanne Andrews who goes into freestyle first, 151.97 at the turn, followed by Boyce, 152.40. And does anybody have enough in the tank to come forward? Well, it looks like Joanne Andrews has got plenty in the tank. She's swimming very well here. Lots of power coming from the leg kick. Amelia Wright's looking strong too. And Amelia Wright might still come through here. She's looking to her left. She's got her eyes on Joanne Andrews. She's measuring herself against Joanne Andrews, and she's going to win the heat, Amelia Wright. Amelia Wright with 224.84. That's a great new PB for Amelia. Joanne Andrews 225.86 with a 3-second PB or thereabouts. Amelia Fenner 226.86 also with a PB. Those 3 swimmers all in the 15 years age group. And I think Amelia Wright can feel pretty confident that she will get into the final with that time, 224.84. On to heat 3. In heat 3 are Isabella Parsons-Loads for Repton, Alice Harper for City of Glasgow, Lily Green for Mount Kelly, Sophie Davis for Millfield. She's not swimming in lane 6. Then we have in the next lane Ruby Maldoni for City of Bristol, Chloe Grosvenor for City of Birmingham, Lily Stansfield for Harrogate District, Madison Markle for Guildford City, Amy Jones for Leatherhead, and Alexandra Nerney for Hatfield. Ruby Maldoni turning first in lane 5 ahead of Alexandra Nerney. Maldoni is in the 17s, 18s age group, Nerney in the 15 years age group. So swimming for places in different finals. The 2 swimmers nearest to us here at the bottom of the picture, Alexandra Nerney in 0 and Amy Jones in 1. They are both 15-year-old swimmers. And 3 lanes from the bottom, Madison Markle is 13 years of age. First to turn from backstroke to breaststroke will be Ruby Maldoni. In fact, Amy Jones just touched her out there. 67.64. Third at that turn, Alexandra Nerney. Addison Markle, although she's considered a 13-year-old swimmer, 3 names from the bottom of the picture there, she won't actually turn 13 until the end of September. So she's one of the youngest, if not the youngest swimmer who'll be competing in this championships. Turning from breaststroke to freestyle then, it's going to be Chloe Grosvenor first, 151.62, then Lily Stansfield, 151.87, and Ruby Maldoni was third there. Chloe Grosvenor was almost 4 seconds quicker than Ruby Maldoni in that breaststroke length, those 50 metres of breaststroke, and now she leads here, Chloe Grosvenor. It's the breaststroke that made the difference for her. Maldoni swimming well though. Who's going to come through and finish? Maldoni's finishing very strongly here. Just Chloe Grosvenor, 2:26.85, then Ruby Maldoni in 2:27.09. It's a PB for Grosvenor. Maldoni exactly equals her previous PB. Alice Harper, 2:27.87, finishing third there. That should be worth a place in the 15 years final, and I think Alexandra Nerney will get in the 15 years final with 2:28.01. Amy Jones will be on the borderline, I think, with 2:28.06. On to heat 4. And our swimmers in heat 4. In lane 9, at the top of our picture, Jemima Da Silva for Camden Swiss Cottage. And it's Lydia Shipley for Middlesbrough, Iris Hurst for Warrington Warriors, Amelia Chischek for Northampton, Lily Rose Carr for City of Lincoln Pentaqua, Jessica Hill for Tiverton, Holly Gents for City of Leicester, Samantha Taylor for York City Baths, Ellie McLeod for Woking, and Lily Davis for City of Peterborough. As we switch from fly to back, first to turn is Ellie McLeod of Woking, followed by Lily Davis. McLeod is in the 13-14 age group. We've got several 14-year-olds in this heat. Lily Davis at the bottom of our picture in lane 0, going well, but 3 lanes from the top. Iris Hurst, Warrington Warriors, now in the lead with a strong backstroke leg here. Iris Hurst will turn first from backstroke to breaststroke. Over, not quite onto her back, and that's the key factor. The swimmer must still be more on their back than on their front when they do the turn. So those swimmers who do the tumble turn, they have to make sure they are not past 90 degrees when they do that turn, and that's why you see the officials, they stand over and watch closely to judge those turns and make sure the rules are complied with and make sure the races are fair for everybody. We all swim to the same rules and we all get judged in the same way in the pool. Swimming very well in lane 0, Lily Davis coming through here. There's not going to be much to choose between our first 4 or 5 swimmers at this turn. 3/4 of a second between the first 5 there. It's anybody's race as we go to freestyle. Lily Davis at the bottom of the picture in lane 0. 3 lanes from the top, Iris Hurst. Then in the middle of the pool, in lane 3, Holly Gent swimming well now. And in lane 5, Lily Rose Carr as well. But it looks like Iris Hurst is going to hold off everybody. She swam a brilliant backstroke leg. She swam another very good leg on freestyle and finishes in a time of 2:25.14 seconds. A PB by over a second and a half. Holly Gent second, 2:25.63 with a new personal best too. Lily Rose Carr, 2:26.59 in third place. We'll see here when we look at the age groups. Iris Hirsch should get in the 15 years final with that time. Holly Jett will certainly get in the 13s, 14s final with 2:25.63. Lydia Shipley should be in the 13s, 14s final as well with 2:27.14. As we move on to heat number 5. Nine swimmers in this heat. Emily Collins for Guildford City, Amy Fielding for Camden Swiss Cottage, Amber Hinton for Dumfries, Ellie Hull for City of Birmingham, Rosalie Anderson for City of Cardiff, Ava Ondrekov for Camden Swiss Cottage, Freya Gordon for Hazelmere. Then we have the empty lane, and the two swimmers nearest to us are Jasmine Carter for Basildon and Phoenix and Heidi Corbett for Guildford City. Heidi Corbett's going to turn first. She's in the 13-14 age group, 30.27 at the turn, just ahead of Jasmine Carter. As we switch to backstroke, and you'll see that Ava Ondrekov is in 9th place at the moment, but she's in lane 4, which suggests she'll have a very good breaststroke leg to come. I'd say the same for Rosalie Anderson in lane 5, so we'd expect those two swimmers in the middle lanes to come right back on breaststroke. Emily Collins in lane 9 at the top of the pictures now come through on backstroke. It's the two outside lanes then. Collins in 9 and Corbett in 0. Turning first and second. 3/100ths of a second between them there. But watch the middle lanes on this breaststroke leg, because Ondrekov and Anderson could well come back. Might be too much ground to make up though on Heidi Corbett in lane 0, who's looking very good on breaststroke 2. Ava Ondrekov in the white cap in the middle of the pool with a long, smooth stroke, and she is making up ground. I think there's too much ground to make up. Freya Gordon in lane 3 going well, and in lane 6, Ellie Hull. So those will be our first 3 to turn. It's Gordon, Corbett, and then Hull. We go to freestyle with Freya Gordon out in front now, moving away from Heidi Corbett. Freya's in the 16 years age group, swimming for a place in the 16 years final here. And Heidi Corbett will be on course for a place in the 13th, 14th final, the way she's swimming. Ellie Hull as well in lane 6, also on course for 13th, 14th final place. And Amy Fielding 2 from the top, looking for a place in the 15th final. Freya Gordon 2:24.79. Heidi Corbett 2:24.95. Both of those swimmers with PBs. Ellie Hull in 3rd place there, 2:26.50. Amy Fielding with 2:27.07. She'll have to wait and see if that does get in the 15th final, but I think Heidi Corbett and Ellie Hull can expect to be in the 13th, 14th final with those times. Good swims there. We move on to heat number 6. Swimmers in heat 6 are Charlotte Cope for Guildford City, Kayla Wimble for Guildford City, Charlotte Gower for Rugby, Rose O'Brien for Portsmouth North Sea, Katie Rees for Swansea University, Nuala Gower for University of Aberdeen Performance, Kiana Kurtzer for Warrender Baths, Lexi Lamont for Aberdeen, Evie Cutter for Wigan Best, and Layla Weatherspoon for Hearts of Midlothian. Katie Rees in lane 5, looks like she might turn first here. In fact, she was 3rd at the turn, but there was only 5/100 between 1st, 2nd and 3rd. It was Layla Weatherspoon who got to the wall first, followed by Kiana Kurtzer. On to backstroke. Lexi Lamont of Aberdeen looking good, 3 lengths from the bottom of the pool here on the backstroke leg, and also Kayla Wimble 2 lanes from the top of the picture. Things really levelling up on this backstroke leg. We'll be turning from backstroke to breaststroke. Watch the variation in the turns here. Watch how each swimmer does something slightly different. Although as I say that, I think all 6 of those swimmers did the same turn, didn't they? The back flip, they were laying on their back, hand touched the wall, and then they brought their knees up to their shoulders as they went over. Not quite the variety I was expecting. 6 swimmers, pretty much in line. The breaststroke leg is going to be very important here. It's going to separate swimmers. And Nuala Gal is swimming very well in lane 4. Charlotte Cope's in this in lane 9. She's coming through to 2nd place. And then I think third will be Katie Rees at the turn. It's Gal, Cope, Rees as we go to freestyle. And the swimmers give everything they've got. They kick as hard as they can. And they get into as fast a rhythm as they possibly can as well. Nuala Gal leading. Charlotte Cope at the top of the picture in 2nd place at the moment. Katie Rees in lane 5 is in 3rd. Swimming well in 4th at the moment. Kiana Kurtzer in lane 3. But it's definitely going to be Nuala Gal to touch first. She's got a PB 2:23.80. It's just outside that, 2:24.67. Charlotte Cope 2:26.04. And then Kiana Kurtzer with 2:26.19. If we get any finalists from that heat, Rose O'Brien perhaps for the 13s, 14s with 2:27.24. Everybody else is in contention for a final place there, unfortunately, with those times. On to heat 7. Here, Ivy Haggerty for Thanet, Hazel Ann Carter for Wickham District, Summer Everson for Watford, Ella McDermott for City of Leeds, Olivia O'Mahony for Cockermouth, Kate Cotter for Chelmsford City, Millie Threlfall for City of Leeds, Janie Finch, City of Leicester, Scarlett Davey for Sevenoaks, and Millie Searle for Garryock. Ivy Haggerty at the top of the picture, leading on the butterfly leg. She will turn first out there in that outside lane in a time of 29.88, followed by Janie Finch and Ella McDermott. On to backstroke. Janie Finch looking powerful on the backstroke and probably moving into the lead now, getting away from Ivy Haggerty. And also coming through in lane 5, Olivia O'Mahony from Cockermouth. Haggerty still leading. We've got swimmers here in 4 different age groups. Millie Searle on the near side, on the left of the picture. The lowest lane as we look at the swimmers here is in the 13-14 age group. Haggerty turning first there. She's in the 17s, 18s, as is Olivia O'Mahony, who was 2nd at that turn. Summer Everson, 3rd at that turn, is in the 16 years age group. So swimmers looking at places in different finals potentially with their performances here. Ivy Haggerty still leading. Olivia O'Mahony in 2nd place. Coming through very strongly now. Hazel Ann Carter 2 lanes from the top. She's 3rd right now. She might even turn 1st or 2nd the way she's going. She's got the momentum. She does turn 2nd. So it's Haggerty, Carter, and then O'Mahony. All 3 of those swimmers are in the 17s, 18s age group. So our first 3 17s, 18s swimmers. Millie Threlfall was 6th at that turn. She's leading the 16-year-olds in this heat. And it's going to be a very strong finish for Hazel Ann Carter. The breaststroke swim got her right up in contention, and the freestyle has pushed her through and past everybody. What a finish. Hazel Ann Carter, 2:21.84. So that's a new PB. 2nd, Ivy Haggerty, also with a PB, 2:22.62. 3rd, Olivia O'Mahony, 2:23.07. That's a PB, or a season's best rather. And Millie Threlfall in the 16 years, 2:25.17. And look there, in 10th place, Janie Finch, 2:30.46, but she's swimming in the 15 years category. I don't know if that's going to be good enough for a place in the final, though, 2:30. On to heat 8. In lane 9 on the far side, Charlotte Thompson for Midlothian. Then it's Sophie Ben for Mount Kelly, Emily Maxwell for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Lexi O'Connor for Basildon and Phoenix, Alice Forrest for Northumberland and Durham Performance, Chloe Cook for City of Sheffield, Christina Schultz for Mount Kelly, Lacey Roberts for Plymouth College Aquatics, Gracie Owen for Torfin Dolphins, and Madison Wrens for City of Liverpool. Gracie Owen will turn first in lane 1, 29.26 seconds. Ahead of Sophie Ben and Emily Maxwell. All three of those under 30 seconds at the turn from butterfly to backstroke. Now coming through, Lacey Roberts, 3 lanes from the bottom. Looking strong on this backstroke leg, challenging Gracie Owen. The swimmers here are in 2 age groups. We've just got one 16-year swimmer in lane 5, Alice Forrest. Everybody else is in 17s, 18s category. Lacey Roberts looks like she'll be leading at the turn in lane 2 ahead of Gracie Owen. Let's do a version of a tumble turn into breaststroke. Roberts 66.51 at the turn. So Lacey Roberts leading. Gracie Owen second at the moment. And we're looking across the pool for a strong breaststroke performance to come through, and I think we've got 2 of those on the far side. Sophie Ben and Emily Maxwell both going well on the breaststroke, and right on the outside Charlotte Thompson as well. Going to have a real line of 6, maybe 7 swimmers at this turn from breaststroke to freestyle. There won't be much to choose between the first 6 here. 3/4 of a second spanning the first 6 as they turned. And it was Lacey Roberts, Gracie Owen, Sophie Ben. Ben and Owen both with the same time at that turn. This is anybody's race. Freestyle leg proving crucial here and looking strong. Lacey Roberts, Sophie Ben and Emily Maxwell. I think they're going to be the first 3, but don't rule out Chloe Cook in lane 4 yet either, or in lane 5, Alice Forrest. It's going to be Sophie Ben from Emily Maxwell, I think. 2:23.01, 2:23.09 for the first 2. Third was Lacey Roberts, 2:23.58. Sophie Ben with a PB. Emily Maxwell just outside her PB. Lacey Roberts, 2:23.58, season's best. Chloe Cook, 2:23.94, just outside her PB. Alice Forrest in the 16 years age group there, 2:24.16. I'm not sure that will quite make the final. Heat 9 now. Far side of the pool, we have Jessica Medlicott for Dunstable. Then it's Grace Greenhalgh for City of Norwich, Margarita Stoimanova, Newham and University of East London, Annabelle Cook for City of Sheffield Swim Squad. Then it's Erin Perman for Exeter City, Anna Farr for Ellesmere College Swimming Academy, Darcy Platts for City of Leicester, Emilia Oliver for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Lily Freeman for Northampton, and Izzy Blackhurst for Taunton Dean. Not much between them at the turn. Izzy Blackhurst first in 30.25, and then Jessica Medlicott with 30.33 at the turn. On to backstroke. Izzy Blackhurst looking good here on the near side, and Jessica Medlicott on the far side. Coming through in lane 5 now, we have Erin Perman, and 3 lanes from the bottom, Emilia Oliver. It looks like it will be Jessica Medlicott to turn first. She's swimming very well here on the backstroke. Back to breast turn now. Reaching for the wall, touch with the hand. 65.81 at the turn for Medlicott, and she was more than half a second quicker than anyone else in the pool on that backstroke leg, Jessica Medlicott. On to breaststroke there. Izzy Blackhurst still going well on the near side, but coming through in lane 5, Erin Perman. And Erin is in the 15 years age group. Also swimming well, Annabelle Cook in lane 6. Long gliding stroke for Annabelle Cook, bringing her right up into contention. And Amelia Oliver, 3 lanes from the bottom. I think Amelia Oliver might even touch the wall first here. She does, 1:48.65. Quickest on the breaststroke leg was Darcy Platts in lane 3. As we go to freestyle, and Darcy Platts is right up there now, and she looks like she is going to move into first place. Platts looks the fastest in the pool right now, but Erin Perman's fighting back in lane 5. And Amelia Oliver's also in contention here. It's between these 3. Erin Perman, I think, is just going to get there first. She reaches for the wall in 2:22.23. Then it's Darcy Platts, 2:22.52. And Amelia Oliver, 2:22.65. Erin Perman knocking 0.7 of a second off her previous best with that swim. Darcy Platts also with a PB by almost half a second. Amelia Oliver, 2:22.65. That's a season's best. Izzy Blackhurst, 2:23.31, and Annabelle Cook there in the 16 years age group with a 2:23. Heat 10 now. On the far side, it's Holly Waymond for Maxwell, then Clementine Lovell for Mount Kelly, Abby Roscoe for Wirral Metro, Katie Lee for City of Salford, Matilda Potter for City of Leeds, Scarlett Major for Swansea University, Shola Robinson for City of Sheffield, Petra Varga for Wirral Metro, Phoebe Williams-Jones for the University of Birmingham, and Sophie King for Swindon Dolphin. First to turn will be Shola Robinson, 29.28 seconds, then Matilda Potter, 29.48 on the butterfly leg. We go to backstroke. Those two still out in front. Shola Robinson leading from Matilda Potter. Scarlett Major in lane 4, coming through here on the backstroke. It looks like she might be able to get in contention. Also going well in lane 2 now, Petra Varga, 3 lanes from the bottom of the picture. Shola Robinson in lane 3. And Matilda Potter in 5, turning virtually together as we go to breaststroke now. Still Robinson and Potter out in front, but Matilda Potter, City of Leeds in the yellow cap, gliding into first place right now, looking very strong. Really into a good rhythm here, Matilda Potter. I can't imagine anybody else in the pool is swimming this breaststroke leg as fast as Matilda Potter is right now. Matilda's in the 17s, 18s age group. Shola Robinson turning seconds in the 19s and overs. As we go to freestyle, big underwaters there for Matilda Potter, suggesting she's still got some energy to give. And it's Matilda Potter leading. Shola Robinson looking like she can stay with her here. And in third place, Petra Varga, 3 lanes from the bottom of our pictures. Matilda Potter and Shola Robinson, they're going to finish very close here. They reach for the wall. 2:17.25 for Robinson to win that heat. And Matilda Potter, 2:17.37. Shola Robinson with a season's best time there. Matilda Potter, 2:16 is her previous best, so 2:17 there. It's a case of wait and see if that's good enough for a place in the final. Abby Roscoe, 2:20.78 in the 16 years age group there, 6th in that heat, and I think that will be worth a place in the final for 16-year-olds for Abby Roscoe. On to heat number 11. We have 9 swimmers competing here. Megan Titchener for Torfin Dolphins, Ellen Winstanley for City of Hereford, Holly Marshall for City of Cardiff, Anna Farrow for University of Bath, Beatrice Varley for Plymouth College Aquatics. Then we have the empty lane in lane 4. Chloe Bown is in lane 3 for Mount Kelly. Holly Robinson also for Mount Kelly in 2. Sophie Moore for City of Cambridge. And Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson in 0 for Northumberland and Durham Performance. First to turn there, Beatrice Varley in 29.56, but only 1/100th of a second ahead of Anna Farrow. On to backstroke, and those two still out in front as we come to the halfway point in the backstroke leg. Beatrice Varley looking the stronger on backstroke. Holly Marshall also looking good on backstroke here, 3 lanes from the top. They will be our first 3 swimmers at the turn. 3 lanes from the bottom, Chloe Bown also going well. But at the turn, it is Varley, Marshall, Farrow in lanes 5, 7 and 6. On to breaststroke then. Beatrice Varley and Anna Farrow vying for the lead here. Farrow stretching forward and Varley is in the middle of her stroke. Farrow might just have her fingertips in front, but Varley by and large is in the lead, just moving an arm's length away. Now a half a body length, and look at lane 2. Holly Robinson's come right into this. Varley, then Robinson, and then Farrow. Well, Robinson had a brilliant breaststroke leg there. 40.2 seconds. Chloe Bown actually in lane 3 was even quicker on that breaststroke leg. Those two were the fastest on breaststroke. And it's going to be a straight race now between Beatrice Varley, Holly Robinson and Chloe Bown. All 3 of these swimmers leading are in the 19s and over age group. And we'd expect all 3 to qualify for their final the way they're going here. Who's going to touch first? Chloe Bown, then Holly Robinson, then Beatrice Varley. Those 3 will be in the final for 19s and overs. Chloe Bown, the second half there was fantastic. She was the fastest on breaststroke and the fastest on the freestyle. Coming through to win that heat in 2:19.20.
This is heat 12.
Final heat, heat 12. And we have 9 swimmers in this heat. In fact, 8 swimmers, 2 withdrawals. So Willow Harrison at the top of the picture in lane 9, then an empty lane. Then it's Evie Mackey for South Lanarkshire, Theodora Taylor for Club Torfin Dolphins. Then it's Candice Hall for City of Sheffield, Phoebe Cooper for City of Sheffield, Susie McNair for University of Stirling, Ines Geeman-Beetham for Camden Swiss Cottage, and then in lane 0, Amber Rigg for Mount Kelly. Theodora Taylor turning first, 28.95. Then Susie McNair, 29.52. We have 3 16-year-olds in this heat. They are the 3 swimmers furthest away from us: Theodora Taylor, Evie Mackey and Willow Harrison. Now, Theodora Taylor in lane 6 has got an excellent breaststroke, we know that. She's not going to turn first here. That's going to be Phoebe Cooper, but watch Taylor in lane 6. I think we'd expect her to come through here. She turned there in 3rd place. It's Phoebe Cooper leading, then Theodora Taylor. But Taylor's coming through here, and so too coming through Candice Hall in lane 5. So those 3 out in front. And as expected, Theodora Taylor coming from third place in the backstroke to breaststroke turn to lead as we turn from breaststroke to freestyle. It's Taylor, Hall, Cooper, and then coming through as well strongly Ines Beetham. Taylor swam that breaststroke 50 in 39.44. Candice Hall not far behind, 39.90. They were the fastest two breaststrokers over the last 50 metres. And Taylor now has opened up a body length lead, but Ines Beetham looks like she's finishing strongly 3 lanes from the bottom. Ines Beetham's in the 17s, 18s age group. Theodora Taylor's going to win their heat in a time of 2:15.82 seconds. That's a huge PB. 2.5 seconds faster than she swum that event before. Phoebe Cooper, 2:17.54. And third there, Ines Beetham, 2:17.63 with a 1.5 second PB. Can't see the age groups there. Theodora Taylor is in the 16 years. Phoebe Cooper and Ines Beetham, they are 17s, 18s swimmers, and Candice Hall in the 19s and over. So Taylor will be in the 16 years final. Cooper, Beetham will be in the 17s, 18s. So we have one unscheduled race to come before we complete this session. It's the swim-off for a place in the final of the women's 100 metres backstroke for 13, 14-year-olds. Paige Taswell and Amelia Spence swam exactly the same time in the heat, 1:08.18. And they were joint 10th place. We only have 10 lanes, so only one of them can have a place in the final. And this swim will decide who qualifies for that final. Amelia Spence furthest from us in lane 5, and Paige Taswell in the dark hat and dark swim suits. 2 lengths of the pool of backstroke, and you'd expect it to be close. After all, they swam exactly the same time in the heats. So Amelia Spence, City of Birmingham in the white cap. Paige Taswell for Taunton Deane in the dark cap. And there's hardly going to be anything to choose between them at this turn. Taswell, I feel, just slowed down after she went under the flags there slightly. And Spencer's taken advantage with a big turn, but Taswell now increasing her stroke rate and coming back. Right now it's Taswell who's swimming quicker of the two. And Amelia Spence will be able to see that when you're swimming the backstroke. You can see the hands of the swimmers next to you all the way through the race. You know exactly where you are. You know when you're leading and when you're not. So they're both going to give their absolute all in the last 5. It's anybody's race. Amelia Spence finding another gear and reaching for the wall. 3/100ths of a second between the two of them. Paige Taswell will get in the final with a time of 67.60. But I tell you what, both of those swimmers deserve huge applause because they've swum over half a second quicker in that swim-off than they did in their heats. So even though Amelia Spence didn't get in the final, she got the chance to swim her event a second time and lower her time by another half second. So that's a great performance. Paige Taswell will come back and swim in the final this evening. So that's the end of our heat session. We have 800 metre sessions, 800 metre swims to come in our next session. We'll take a break now and we'll see you a little later for our next session when we get into the 800 metre swims. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later on.